Fore presented by Barstool Sports. We come to you live from Southern Hills in Tulsa, Oklahoma at the 2022 PGA Championship. And we come to you live just moments after what I would say is the craziest all-around day in the history of Fore presented by Barstool Sports. Before we get to any of that, we have a big show. We have Max Homa, four-time winner on the PGA Tour, friend of the program, friend of Barstool Sports, on the podcast for about 30 minutes live from the driving range. And then we also have Cary Cozby, Cary Cozby. What did I say, Casey? Casey Smith was texting me a bunch about how excited she was for our really cool day, so I was a little tripped up on that. Cary Cozby, who is the director of golf here at Southern Hills for also about 30 minutes. He caddied for Tiger a few weeks ago. His son was in that group as well, and he talks a lot about the course, the changes, caddying for Tiger and all that, so we got a lot of really cool stuff. Boys, I don't really know where to start, to be honest with you. I don't know where to fucking start today. It was so awesome.
Yeah, it's just one of those days, right? And it's probably number one in those days. Like, we have a lot of pinch me moments at Barstool Sports in general, certainly since we've started this Foreplay podcast, and it has grown, and we've gone all over the world. We've met all sorts of different people. But today, hanging out with Tiger Woods, because we met him at Pebble, which is a video that we have dissected endlessly on this show. Literally, we've spent
hundreds of times.
Anytime we bring it up, we just sit and talk about it for the next 45 minutes.
And you notice something different every time. That's amazing. That's hilarious. Frankie waves at him. Where are you stationed? I slapped him and said congrats on winning the map. People just break that video down forever. This is way bigger.
And now it's not only is it bigger because there's just more footage. Like, when we did the thing at Pebble, it was 2 minutes or whatever, and then he was gone. This time we spent an hour with Tiger Woods.
And I want to say I'm proud of us, because I thought that us as a crew, we just hung out with Tiger. I don't think we didn't overdo it. We didn't like slobber all over ourselves. We were clearly brought into the circle. We were hanging out with the boss man, with Tiger, with Joey, with Robbie Mack, and we were just there, and we were chopping it up. We were shooting the shit, and it was fun and not uncomfortable. It was like we were just laughing with Tiger. He was laughing with us. We got insights about the course, his game, what he's hitting on a certain tee, what he thought about this shot, chips around the greens, about right-handed, left-handed hockey. We just were shooting the shit with him, and he was so cool and accommodating and not guarded and laughing. It was incredible.
Let's start at the beginning.
How did this happen?
I'm going to fucking puke.
Yeah.
That this just happened.
I know.
I tweeted out a couple days ago that I feel like we're becoming desensitized to all of this stuff with these videos that we've been putting out, right? Like, Colin Morikawa just came out.
DJ's coming out
last
tonight.
Tuesday. DJ's coming out tonight. It's just like every single Tuesday we've been putting out a video with another mega star.
Yeah.
And then something like this happens where you're like, I just don't know how this happened. You know what I mean? It was almost like things were becoming like, all right, like these videos are becoming normal. Everything that we're doing right now is just big. Like, the brand is huge. We're like, becoming more well known in the golf community, and just like everything's just like kind of like progressing as like you would think a big golf brand growing would go. And then something like this happens, and you're just like, you take a step back and you're like, what actually is fucking going on? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where you're like,
I know.
All the other stuff I could see how it happened. Like, we've done a pretty damn good job of like advancing this podcast, and like everything's like kind of falling into place. We're making connections. This today is not supposed to happen.
He's
the greatest. He is why we do the podcast. Like, he is the guy. There's only a certain amount of the guys that have ever existed, not only just like that are around, that have ever existed on this planet. And he's one of them. We've talked in the office, on this podcast. Is he the most famous person to ever walk the face of the earth in like our generation? Like, we've had that conversation before.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, there was a period that I would defend, and we were debating this with the Chicago
spit
guys.
all over the place, by the way.
Yeah, you were spitting all over there,
insane.
so I had to kind of rescue it. Is that Seth Waugh? Kind of looks like him with the hair.
No, that's just not Seth. It's close though.
So there was a period in the early 2000s where Tiger Woods was the most famous person on planet Earth.
Yes.
I would say.
It was fucking
on
pretty close.
planet Earth.
If not number one, he's top five. No
Maybe
problem.
you could throw in like George W. Bush and like the president, but really Tiger Woods, outside of being a legitimate world leader, was the most famous person on planet Earth. And over a stretch of the last 25 years, a top 5 most famous people on Earth, top 5 or 10. And he just embraced us, brought us in, dapped us up, brought us in.
We
was
didn't even
chopping
just
it up with
meet
them.
him, or we walked the fairway, multiple fairways, multiple holes with Tiger Woods in front of 10,000. I mean, how many people were here? Like I'm bad with the estimating
Thousands
numbers.
of people.
Thousands of people.
Just put an S on it.
Thousands of people are surrounding the 17th and 18th fairway and green at Southern Hills at the PGA motherfucking Championship, dude. We're at a major. This guy just came from the dead. He rose from the dead after this car crash, and we never thought we'd see him walk. We never thought we'd see him play golf again. We've had endless hours of podcasting from all last year saying this guy's never going to play again. We're going to be so sad if he never – we're just going to be happy if he walks. We just walked down the fairway with them and talked about life at a major. People were on the freaking fairway seeing Tiger for the first time, and maybe like once in a lifetime opportunity to go to a major, like maybe like the one and only time they'll ever see Tiger Woods on a golf course, just strolling by, and we're on either side of him.
And he was cool. That's what.
And he was the coolest guy of all time.
He was super. He was great. He wasn't. He didn't make us like nervous. He didn't make us weird.
Nervous.
He didn't like. But I mean, he didn't. He didn't
No.
interact in a way that made us be like, God. He was very just. We were just rolling with each other. We were rolling with the punches. We were chit chatting. We were just chopping it up. We were shooting the shit with the boys. We watched him hit some sick shots. I mean, on 17, which they're going to probably play the tees up, he had a long iron for the back tee, then he went up, hit a 3-wood from like 310 yards and hit it on the green. And then on 18, he roasted a little squeeze fade down the middle and then made a little joke. He's like, I'll still have probably a 4-iron in. And he legit had like a 4-iron in to an impossible green. And then walking up, Robbie Mack was chirping about like, oh yeah, you should maybe try to get, a little chipping contest with Frankie or something. And then Tiger was like weighing in on Frankie and his chipping. I mean, it was as cool as it could possibly be. Yes, it's obviously, it's a shocking moment that happened.
I thought I died on the plane last night, and that this was all just.
You're on a bender right now.
I am. I just came
coming off the end of a bender.
You and I did have a real conversation though that we think we died at some point
in the past.
In the past, and then like now we're just living out this what your brain is thinking is the best situation that you could have.
I for sure in the middle of the fairway, and we'll go through exactly how this all happened. But there was a point where I
still don't know how it happened. I had to turn my head, and you guys were hanging out with Tiger Woods.
It was a moment that I just had to just go, and I went barely, knees buckled. We'll talk about the whole thing, but yeah, I'm on a bender. I'm barely surviving right now.
Still alive and barely breathing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There you go.
Sorry, it just always comes to my mind when somebody says that.
Still alive, but I'm barely
Still alive, but I'm barely breathing.
Pray to a God that I don't believe in, but I got time and she's got freedom.
When a heart breaks, no, it don't break even.
G4, we're going to talk about G4 real quick. We were walking down those fairways. Can't tell you how comfortable my feet were.
Yeah.
And we got a lot more to break down here.
I got these new G4s on right
These
now.
are nuts. These are like the trainers. They're like cross trainers that you're wearing. The what are they, like the X2s or whatever?
I'm not
the
sure what
MG4
the name of them
X2s
are, but they're Barstool branded. So I mean, keep an eye out for these bad boys.
They have a bunch of styles, but we have a style in these version coming out soon that are Barstool branded that you're wearing that are very exclusive.
They're like
most
the
people don't have
baseball
access to.
seams on the side. It's the coolest shoe I own.
So what we're supposed to talk about is your dad golf obsessed, in need of outfit refreshes? I think we're all.
Yes.
My dad actually does fall into that category.
Spending Father's Day on the old, dad, you're going to want to get him some G4s because G4s are stylish. They are cool. The Gallivanters are probably the greatest all-around shoe ever created in the history of golf. The MG4 Pluses, which I've been wearing all day. Frankie's got a whole cross-trainer thing on. They just have made a bunch of different styles and comforts. And every single person I see at the Barstool Classic that has G4s on comes over to me and says, these are the most comfortable shoes I've ever worn. That is a true story fact. It's not in the copy that I'm supposed to say that. That is a fact. The capsule, okay, they've got limited edition Father's Day collection on the occasion. The capsule includes exclusive G4 shoes, including the best-selling Gallivanter, 3 different hat styles, and more. So you guys are very much in luck. What you need to do, quantities are limited, so shop now and order by June 8th to guarantee it'll arrive by Father's Day. Make sure you go order by June 8th. Go to g4.com/4 and shop the capsule, okay? The capsule. Get 10% off your first order. Capsule includes exclusive G4 shoes, including the best-selling Gallivanter, 3 different hat styles, and more. If you really want to win Dad over, go for a monogrammed golf bag to hit him in style. That does sound cool. G4.com/4. You get 10% off your first order. Their shoes, their hats, their gear, all of it's phenomenal. So big thanks to G4. So, okay, so here's what happens. Today we arrive on property. We had a good feeling going in. I texted the group yesterday. I said, I got a really good feeling we're going to get something with Tiger Woods.
You did say that.
I said that to the group.
And then I ran into you at the airport, and I asked you, is that based on inside information or is that based on a gut feeling? And you said gut feeling.
I said, no insider information over here, Trent.
Yeah.
I got nothing. I'm feeling good. I feel like we're in a good spot. I feel like we know all the right people. We've put in the time. We got great relationships with people. We really like that crew. We really like all the crews out here. We've been around the TaylorMade people and all that. I just got a good feeling about this.
And not to toot our own horn, but PGA Championship, that's our tournament. When it comes to getting like crazy shit that even we can't believe, it's the PGA Championship. Bethpage, Frankie on the range with Bryson DeChambeau. Crazy. So when the PGA Championship, when we were at Kiowa, we got a million things.
Yep.
Like every time a PGA Championship rolls around and we go to it, usually something crazy is going to happen. Now, I wasn't as confident as you were, Riggs, about the Tiger interaction or that something was going to happen, but I like that you had that feeling.
I had a good feeling. And today we got here early. We were here 9 a.m. or so after we had to go through, get all the credentials, go through the whole process. There's like a shuttle bus. So we got here. We go down by the range, and we were on the range for 5 seconds. And I think Frankie just said, where's Tiger Woods?
Yep.
Like, he's not on this range. Must be hitting golf shots somewhere. Found out he's on 13. We looked on Twitter. Shout out to TW Legion, who was like, Tiger's on the 13th hole. And I was like, well, if he's on 13, he must be near 15 or something here coming up soon. So let's go find him. Well, the driving range and where Tiger Woods was on the golf course are the 2 farthest parts at this golf course.
Couldn't be further apart.
We have 3 credentials, but we have 5 people. So we have Jake Bass, Brendan Jones, who are heroically running around with just tickets that they got from Game Time. So we couldn't really cut through the ropes. So it took us a while to get over. It probably took us 45 minutes to get over there. We finally get over. We see all the crowds. We're like, Tiger Woods is definitely around here. We're standing behind the 16th green. Tiger comes up. He's playing 16s, a 530-yard par 4, which is preposterous. You're going to hear a lot more about this course when we have Cary on and when we have Max on. But Tiger comes up, and he spends 25 minutes chipping around the 16th green.
Yeah,
I mean,
at least.
forever. And we're
He's in
standing
the
back
bunker.
there.
He's all over the place.
Oh,
He's all over.
He hit no less than 50 shots out of that greenside bunker.
And then he hadn't even started yet. He did all these different pitches, both sides of the green. He was all over fucking map. And we're just kind of standing back there, and there's this entryway to go to the 17th tee. We're kind of standing there. He kind of walks by us. He's got the blinders on. He's Tiger Woods. And then Joey's behind, and we start chopping it up with Joey. Rangers won last night. Joey's a huge Rangers guy. He was all pumped up. Sorry, Frankie.
We have to talk about that for a second.
So we're shooting the shit with Joey. Don't ruin the story. We're shooting the shit with Joey. And we roll back to the 17th tee, and it's kind of a open spot where we're kind of in no man's land. We're sort of on the tee box basically at this point.
Yeah.
Tiger hits a long iron, then he walks up about 50, 70 yards, whatever it is, to the forward tee that they're going to play. 17's going to play drivable a few days, and he hits, I think, 3 wood. He said he hit, and we're sort of like inside kind of the ropes, but like kind of there, and there's not really that many people around because it's early Monday. There's a bunch of fans, but there's not many people inside the ropes. And we're kind of running into a bunch of stoolies on the left, so we're kind of jumping in and out of like taking photos and chatting with people. And I'm having a little chit-chat with somebody, and you guys kind of get pulled. And then I fucking look up, and you guys are just shaking hands with Tiger Woods 30 feet away from me.
All right.
And I didn't know what the fuck
So I had
happened.
a good vantage point on this, on how it happened. So Tiger's hitting his approach shot on that ball that he walked up to. And once Tiger's there, everybody kind of backs up a little bit. And you go behind Tiger. You're talking to somebody, but you're also getting a video. So you're getting a video behind him. Frankie goes up to my left, a little closer than I am. So I'm standing here. Tiger's sort of in front of me. Frankie's to my left, getting a video. Riggs is to my right, getting a video from behind. And
Cool video I got too, by the way.
I bet it was,
Yes.
because it's a great angle. We were close.
Turned out to be the worst video of the day based on everything else.
So Tiger hits his shot and starts to walk a little bit. And Joey LaCava turns to Frankie Borelli, and if you're watching on YouTube, you'll see it, but I'll also just explain it. He puts his hand out and says, "Come here." And Frankie, you can take
Come
it from
here
there.
like a
Literally,
Dude.
like his hand was out, and he just come on.
So, dude, I'm telling you,
like
it
a
looked-
woman wanting you to romance her in
No,
bed.
it was more of like,
Come here, young Frankie.
and I swear, Joey LaCava, and I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but I feel like this, and because I'm the youngest, or like whatever, my interactions with Joey, the way that we've talked, and all this stuff, I feel like he's almost like looks at us like he's a father figure out there, where he's gonna take care of us.
I
us,
agree with
this
that.
crew. And he looked at me, and I'm kneeling down. You were doing whatever you were doing in the back.
Cool video.
You stood by someone, like you were like trying to get out of people's way. Like when you're inside the ropes, you always like try and like duck because you don't want anyone to not see.
Yeah,
Tiger
they've been
Woods.
standing
Like,
there all day, and
they've
you're
been
just
standing
gonna
there all
walk
day.
right
It's
in front of
insane. I'd go crazy if that happened to me.
Yeah.
So then I ran all the way up to get in. Like I wanted to get a really cool slow-mo video, which I ended up doing, of Tiger Woods hitting a really good golf shot. And I just locked eyes with Joey, and he goes, "Come on." And I'm thinking, like, there's no way he wants me to go out there, right? Like, I thought he meant, like, come walk with us. Like, come on, like, come finish the hole. And he's like, "Come up here, Frankie." And I'm like, oh, my God. So I'm walking. I look around. No one's following me. I think Trent started to slowly come with me. You're usually the more aggressive guy, Riggs.
Usually.
Where you'll, like, just, like, jet out there, shake a hand. I'm like, oh, my God. I'm kind of, like, dragging my feet out there. Tiger Woods then looks at Joey, sees Joey waving his hand, turns to me, and just starts walking towards me.
Yeah.
And I just go, "What's up, Tiger?" And he's just like, "Hey, nice to see you," and just shakes my hand. And then right behind me, there's Trent
Here I
shaking his
come.
hand. And then all of a sudden, I mean, you could talk about, I mean, this, what he did to Riggs is not to be believed.
So I'm trying to catch up at this point because I turn my head and I'm just behind, and I'm like, if Tiger just gives you guys a quick like, "Hey, good to see you," and then turns and darts,
It's over for you.
You guys have this. I'm in a risk of having the worst video
You can't
Yeah.
you can't
performance
be like,
ever.
Excuse me, Tiger. Like,
Shake my hand too.
remember you got Phil from
Phil.
you out.
That's all I was thinking. Like, I got filled. I got Frankie filled. Like, what the fuck is going on here? So I'm like barreling through people to get up there, and I see Robbie Mack sees me, and I haven't seen Robbie Mack yet. So I give a quick one to Robbie Mack, but I'm looking past Robbie Mack. I'm like, there's a bigger prize. Like, and you can see in the video, I've watched it back. Like, I legit give a quick one to Robbie, but I'm not even looking at him. And then Tiger looks to me, and we've talked a lot about, like, he kind of gave me a point on my shoulder when we were at Royal Melbourne.
Yeah.
He kind of like, oh, I kind of recognize that guy. And so I was thinking, like, if he just he might still see me, I might still have a chance. And then what happened after that was, I mean, he goes, "Oh, Riggsy, what's up, my brother?" And I just was like,
Can we just put the audio in there? Just
100%.
that part. Just put it in right there. It's the craziest thing.
Riggsy, what's up, brother?
and it's happening fast. So I
Oh,
just,
yeah.
you know, now
And
we're
it
just,
echoed throughout Southern Hills. It echoed throughout Southern Hills.
And so in real time, now we're just walking with them. So it wasn't like any of us had time to digest it or think about. And so I'm
I
walking,
wonder how
trying
much I
to.
blacked out. I'm sorry. I only remember that moment from the video.
The whole thing?
Yeah.
Just the Riggsy, what's up, brother? Me personally, I blacked out so badly that I only remember him saying Riggsy, what's up, brother, from the video and audio.
Yeah, that's something that I would have remembered in real time if I hadn't been like, if my brain wasn't going 2 million miles per
Oh,
hour.
100%. But I'm just saying that.
No, I'm agreeing with you. I'm
Right.
saying that like the video makes it clearer, but when I'm out there, that's the thing. And you guys will agree with this. Like when you're out there, you're just trying to survive. You're
Totally.
just,
I was
like-
staring at his sweat. Dude, I was like a dog where I locked onto something and nothing else mattered. I was just looking at his sweat. He had such a sweaty face,
Dude.
and I couldn't stop looking at it.
And I was, in those moments too, you're trying to tell yourself to just talk normal. But
Yeah.
when you try to talk normal, then you don't talk normal. Trying to interact normal, you don't talk normal. It's like if somebody says like, "Oh, just breathe normal." Now you start thinking about how you're breathing, and you're
Right.
like, "Why am
I'm
I
trying
not?"
to think. I don't even know if I said. I might have just went nah as I talked. You know what I mean? Nah, dude. And he's just like, Jesus, dude, get out of here, Riggsy, what's up? I'm like,
So now we're walking down
I
the
don't even know
fairway,
if I said words.
and I'm like, I think I just had an unbelievable dap with that guy, and then I think he said these words, but I
Yeah.
couldn't confirm it because we're walking down the fairway. And another huge part of the story, huge, that we have to give the most credit of all time to Brendan Jones and Jake Bass, because they do not have credentials to be inside the ropes.
Right.
And they just have tickets, and they're standing there with their phones, and they made a call to just bolt
Go.
inside the ropes, and we're like,
I don't
we're
know
just
how you-
going in there.
Which you have to think about that too. You're not only are they bolting under the ropes, they're bolting under the ropes heading in Tiger Woods' direction.
Which is unacceptable.
a little bit.
I mean, if you duck under the rope line and charge at the president, like they're just going to shoot you.
Oh,
So
they'll hurt you.
I mean, Tiger's. We already talked about how famous he is.
That's Barstool through and through, though. You guys got it done.
They
which is
just got
awesome.
it done.
Happy birthday, Jake Bass.
Happy birthday, Jake Bass.
27 years old.
Happy
he hasn't
birthday.
died.
These
which
guys
is
are
huge.
heroes. None
Yep.
of this exists if it's not for
That's
them.
absolutely right.
We're just telling people about a video that they're like, yeah, sure. All right,
Like,
that
there
didn't
were
happen.
thousands of people, and we still haven't gotten tweeted videos. No one else out of all the thousands of people that were around us has yet to send us a video of that interaction, except for these two guys right here, which is hard to believe, number one, because you would think that just cameras are rolling on Tiger. So if you're in the media or if you were at that course on that hole, you have to send us everything you have because we just need it all. This is the greatest moment of our lives. But yes, shout out to these two for just breaking the rules, doing whatever they had to do. You just get it done in moments
just
like
did it.
that.
They just
Tiger
did it.
Woods wanted us on the fairway, and we were going to capture that. So it's like,
Right.
sorry to all the rules officials, whatever. We needed to get that done.
Right, and we love the PGA of America. They're the reason that we have
They got
these
millions
credentials
of
and that we're out here.
impressions.
But if they had like dragged Brendan and Jake off, and they were like, "You guys don't have credentials," but we still got the Tiger video, worth it.
We have the Tiger video. That's
It's
what we're
worth it.
here for. We're here for way less than that, and the fact that we got that, they just did it. They were like, we're just getting it. We're getting it. We're going in there. We're getting it. So now,
It is amazing at this point. We've gone to how many majors now, gotten credentialed to how many of them now, and we literally show up with no plan. We don't have a plan.
Dude.
And you know what? It works.
so many people ask us, oh, what do you guys got planned for this week? And we always are just like, nothing.
Not a thing. We flew out here. We're in Tulsa, Oklahoma. We all have hotel rooms. We're here.
And we don't have a plan.
We don't have a plan.
Not a single one.
And it goes back to what those two did, where you jump under the rope and you get the video. That's why we're here.
Right.
That's why we're here.
It is so fun. We've said this at every major we've ever gone to. It's just like, it's so embarrassing to have to tell the guys that actually know what the fuck they're doing that we don't know what the hell. Like, we don't have a plan out here. You know?
None.
It's
Not
so
one
fun.
plan.
And then, I can't imagine how many people have already complained from inside that media tent of what just went on today. But that's just the way it rolls. I don't know why. This stuff happens to us. It makes no sense to me, but it fucking happens. And there's Dylan DeChair. Hello, Dylan.
No, he said, hey, guys.
Hey guys. Fuck, man. It's just there's guys grinding in that media center, and we just went out there and walked the fucking fairway Tiger Woods, and it's the greatest thing that's ever happened to us.
So now, I mean, we're standing there, and we're just in it. We're walking up the fairway like we are seven buddies. Robbie Mack's with us, 6 buddies. We got Robbie Mack, Joey, Tiger Woods, Trent Ryan, Frankie Borelli, and Riggs. And we're just walking up the fairway together, and we're just talking. We're just shooting the shit about Southern Hills, about his 62 and a half that he shot in.
Well, you started it out like a
on
podcast.
Friday.
You're like, so 2007, like 18th hole, and he's like basically already saying "fuck you."
Yeah, he literally that was great. I don't know if I don't think we put that video out because we obviously anytime he says something like that, we're not going to put it out. We're protecting the boss man. But I brought up. I said we were talking about how hot it was. Classic guys that don't know what to say. We're talking about the fucking weather. Talking about how hot it is, and then we brought up 2007. I was like, yeah, the first time I ever saw live golf was 07. I was here with my brother, and I was like, because you had shot that 63 on Friday when you lipped out. And he immediately goes, fuck you.
Yeah, it's just he's the biggest competitor of all time. It's the
Yeah.
same thing as like when Michael Jordan would rewatch those clips of himself and be like in that documentary, and he'd just have the fire again. Like Tiger went back to that moment for that second and was like, "Fuck that golf hole."
Yep.
Like,
And then
fuck that hole.
He
If
literally
that
said
doesn't fall in.
Fuck you. And then he goes, I can't believe that ball was so deep. I still can't believe that ball
Yeah.
didn't go into that hole. And
It
then
was
we
so
kind of
crazy to see him interact with us in that way. Like,
Right.
you
Because
think that he's like tired of talking golf and all the things. He really got like angry
he
in that
still
moment.
couldn't believe that ball
Like, he
didn't
was
go in.
steaming.
it really is night and day of the Pebble interaction that we had. Pebble
Oh.
interaction was just Frankie didn't say a word. The where are you stationed? It still keeps me up to
He
this
froze
day.
you for the rest of the
He
interview.
froze me for the rest
He
of
was
the time.
like, in that moment, he was like, he had stunned you, and then he was on to another opponent,
Yeah.
and he was going to get back to you later.
This time around, it was a real conversation about real things that had really happened. And just to go back to that quickly, the where you stationed, I'm sure people were wondering if he froze me again. He did not, and I also did not ask him about the where you stationed. Maybe at some point, we're getting so comfortable with him that I think this is not going to be the last time that we are interacting with Tiger Woods. Maybe I'll bring it up then, but in those moments, it wasn't something I wanted to bring up.
No, I agree with that. I don't think he brought it up at that moment. It was guys walking out the fairway shooting shit about golf is really what it was.
He's
Yeah.
preparing for the PGA Championship. He's Tiger fucking Woods. Are people remembering? We're just talking as if this is our buddy. He might be our buddy at this point. This is Tiger Woods we're talking about.
I know.
Dude, Robbie Mack was chiming in about, this hole's this much longer, and he's got a pound of drive. He's going
And
for
Robbie
it.
Mack and Joey are so like proud to be a part of that moment. They are a part of
They
this
get
guy's
it.
team. Robbie Mack legitimately is Tiger Woods' brand. Like he is the guy. Joey LaCava is the guy. And they love to see this stuff happen. Like I don't know that Tiger's ever done that with anyone going down a fairway. I mean, like from time to time you'll see like a reporter following them, and like they'll be closer to like Robbie or Joey LaCava. The video of us walking down the fairway is the craziest thing that I've ever seen in my. I know we're saying the word crazy a lot. This is fucking crazy.
It's a crazy day.
That's
That-
going to get framed. I'm going to frame the shit out of those photos. I mean, I can't believe the photograph. I'm going to go home tonight. All I've wanted to do since that, really, is get this bullshit podcast done so I
know.
can go home and just look at all the footage over and
I
over.
thought you were
and
gonna say
I'm-
fucking twist your
Well,
whistle.
yeah, obviously.
As a
Fucking
guy
skin
Jerk
myself,
off all over the walls
speaking
of
of
my
myself,
fucking
who's
room.
like just addicted to Twitter and the notifications and the interactions, I want to do the same thing. I can't wait to go to my hotel, strip off all my clothes, and just look at Twitter and look at Instagram.
Same.
It's fucking.
This
It's
is
a
awesome.
stupid thing to say, and it's like people probably like that's weird. It's not. This is the type of day guys like us just dream about. It's what everybody dreams
This is what
about.
you live
but-
for.
Can you imagine?
This is why you
being-
lace them up in the
Can
morning.
you imagine being a dude or a girl that listens to this show day in and day out? They stick with us through all this fucking bullshit we talk about, and they want to hear something about golf, and we give them like 10% of golf talk. We're like,
Yeah.
we'll give you all the stuff that we can possibly talk about the sport, and then we're going to talk about all the other bullshit that comes to our minds. And they stick with us day in and day out for years. We meet people that say, I listen to every single show you guys have ever put out, and it blows my mind.
bunch of those people
And
today.
it's a bunch of those people
live with that
today.
today. I've listened to every podcast.
And it's like, it always just stuns
I always
me
say, what
and
the
blows my
fuck is wrong with you?
But imagine like going on this journey with us, because like to us it doesn't feel real. We're like, we can't imagine that we're sitting here right now in Southern Hills talking about what just happened, and like it's actually happening to us, and like the whole brand, the whole thing. Imagine being on the other side where like they are a part of this run with us. Like,
Definitely.
you listening to this, you are a part of this thing. There's no reason we get there without you just like coming along on this journey with us, and to be able to be there from the beginning, listening to what we were talking about back then, and like our experiences and our lifestyle and like all this stuff that like, dude, we were just with Tiger Woods today. I can't imagine the feeling of people being like, how the fuck is this happening?
Do you ever think in real time during those videos, I'm in the video right now?
100%.
I was thinking that.
I looked at Trent in the
walking
eye
up
and
the
I said, this is
fairway, I
happening
thought
right now.
out loud, or not out loud, I thought in my brain, I thought I actually could see the video from the video's perspective of us walking down, and I was thinking in real time, like, I'm in that video right now that we're going to watch forever.
Some
I'm
Black
in
Mirror
it right
shit.
now. Like, I can't believe it's happening. It's occurring.
I mean,
I'm
we
in
had,
it.
crazy.
We had
I'm an actor.
We had a conversation in the media area being like, all right, so we peaked with golf. Like, what do you guys want to cover next?
Tennis.
Tennis, billiards.
We are a
Darts.
golf podcast, and we just did the thing with Tiger Woods. He is the thing. We did it. And we haven't got him on the podcast. That is the next thing. We got to do a
I don't
4-man
know if
scramble.
even the podcast would be as good as what just happened.
Oh no,
Like,
I
he
mean,
was so good. He
not
was
for
so
us. I mean,
awesome.
for our listeners,
our
obviously, it'd be
personal
amazing. For
experience,
our
yeah.
personal experience, I don't know if anything gets better than what we just did.
The-
I don't know if a video against him is better. Like, we were in his circle, his genuine circle, for an hour as he prepared for a major championship. You can't script that. You can't set that up with a tournament or a 4-man script. You can't set that up. Everything else is very much like planned. A, B, C. We're gonna get this done. This was like, come on a walk with me as we try and win a fucking major.
Right, like I would
What?
also that's interesting. I would also argue like if when Riggs and I started this podcast, if we said, all right, the end goal is that we want to be walking down the fairway with Tiger Woods at a major championship, I actually don't think you get there.
Never.
You know what I mean?
I'm gonna come, dude.
Like this just like this just happens because of we do all these
No
different
two ways
things.
about it.
We do
I'm just gonna come.
podcasts, we do videos, we do interviews, we go to tournaments.
No, you never get there. Nobody gets there.
Right, you don't plan on that. You just keep doing things until something like that happens, and then when an opportunity presents itself, you just go.
It's honestly no different than picking up a golf club and being like, all right, I'm going to win the Masters.
It's
And then it happening. And it happening.
Right. It's not about like the mindset to do that. It's just that we've just been all over the place for so many years that things just start to happen.
It was so cool.
And
was
going back
so
to what you said
cool.
originally, I actually am proud of us that we didn't like Like anything can happen. Frankie said he almost passed out when
that is part of the
when
story.
he was shaking
nobody
Tiger's
weirded him
hand,
out.
or like I could have just thrown up on the ground, and then everybody's kind of like
My
"Ugh."
knees buckled
Yeah,
because I wasn't ready to be the first guy. to
but
have
for
to
the most part,
do
we're
it.
able to keep it together. You're talking about 2007. I'm talking about the weather, and Tiger's like, "Yeah, cold front's coming." I'm like, "What's happening?" But that's like the fact that we're able to at least walk while we're doing it. It's a testament to us.
I thought we didn't weird him out, right? We didn't at no point. I didn't feel like he shut off at any point. Like in fact, he got more and more comfortable throughout the entire thing. He got more open throughout the entire thing. Like at one point on 18, now we're like an hour into it at this point, and at one point on the 18th hole, he's like walking around the 18th hole chipping, and he's probably like 30 or 40 yards away from it at this point, and there's other like media kind of around this, and he's like, as he's hitting chips, having a conversation with us about the chips, being like, oh, you don't want to be in this spot, and we're like talking about the chips, like he was continuing to be like, I want to talk with these guys, and then wave to us goodbye from
Stunning.
the other
That
side
was
of the green.
one of the more. I mean, the whole thing was stunning. But when he was done with us, chipped. First of all, right before that, Robbie Mack hands him the wedge, or Joey handed him the wedge. They're walking right over to us. We're on the backside of the green, and Robbie and Joey go, "Hey, Frankie, pay attention. Like, learn a thing or two here." And as these and so now Tiger Woods knows that there's some storyline of me being a horrific chipper. Robbie Mack knows everything about it. I mean, shout out to Dr. Brett McKay. We're definitely getting better. Wait until you see the Breaking 90 episode. Hopefully we put some of those clips in because, I mean, a lot of things
Put in
happen.
as many as you want.
Here we go. But anyway, I'm standing right behind him, and, like, Tiger's going through the really thick grass here at Southern Hills, like, trying to get a feel for how he's about to chip. And he goes, basically it was like, first lesson is you don't want to be back here on this hole. Like, all right, Tiger, class is in session, bud. Like, what do we, like, let's go.
I thought you were going to run out there and have a Bryson moment.
Are we going to talk about the rumor? Obviously.
Yeah,
I don't
we
know
can
if
talk about the
I
rumor.
don't know if we were getting to something.
I had
here.
actually.
Well, we should get to Simply Safe.
Yeah,
and then
let's
we'll get
do
to
that.
the rumor.
Let's do that.
You want to do that?
100%.
Simply Safe,
That's
all
good
right?
tease.
I'm gonna.
Simply Safe offers a whole home protection. We're both Simply Safe guys. You going to sneeze?
I was gonna, but I sucked it in.
Do you
You
want to
have Simply
sneeze?
Safe, and I stayed at Frankie's house last week.
Is it nice?
Simply
It's
Safe.
so nice, and I felt very safe.
I showed him the whole thing. We've got the keypad. We've got the outdoor camera. We've got the doorbell. We've got the indoor
Showed
camera.
all this to Trent. Trent liked it?
Trent liked all the
Me
technology.
being alive is a testament to Simply Safe.
Yeah,
You walk in, you feel safe. The door is locked. Everything's going. You got all the You got all the alarms. You got the motion sensors. The outdoor camera is insane. You can talk to the person from all different angles.
Yeah, you
whether
can
through
talk.
the
My brother does
doorbell,
that
on
at
the
the
outside.
Pinehurst house.
It's amazing.
Entry sensor, all right? So you can customize your system with products like the entry sensor alerts you when a door or window is open. Motion sensor detects humans, not pets, designed for high traffic areas like a hallway where an intruder would pass through. When motion is detected, it sounds the alarm. Outdoor and indoor cameras, video doorbell, water sensor, smoke detector, carbon monoxide detector will dispatch fire department immediately. You could customize the perfect system for your home in just a few minutes at simplysafe.com/foreplay. Go today and claim a free indoor security camera plus 20% off with interactive monitoring. Go to simplysafe.com/foreplay. That is simplysafe.com/foreplay. You want to talk about the rumor?
So we do this with Tiger Woods, and as we finish, we're all giddy as shit. I tweet out, because we have all these videos they're on Jake and Brendan's phone, which at that point, like, if their phones explode or melt, we all just like off ourselves. We jump off the highest cliff we could possibly find. It's over.
Yeah.
So like we're kind of just like rushing back to the media center. We're trying to hype it up. Riggs says like we just made foreplay history. I tweet out, I quote tweet Riggs' tweet, and I say, if you were just on the 17th fairway or green at Southern Hills, you just witnessed legitimate history for the foreplay crew.
Yep.
Put my phone in my pocket. We walk around. The whole day continues. There's all these rumblings throughout the golf course that made its way all the way to the professional range. Colt Knost said that he was doing a live radio hit where a producer went into his ear and said, I'm hearing a rumor that Frankie Borelli bet Tiger Woods that he could hit it within 5 feet of a chip. And if he does, Tiger has to do like a video with them or a podcast. And he holed out in front of everybody. And Colt Knost said, I think I'm going to fucking puke. Like Colt Knost said, if that's true, I'm going to puke all over the table.
Now,
Max Homa freaking out on the driving range saying, is this true? My dad texted me. So I think
Your dad texted me is my
Kisner
favorite.
FaceTimed Riggs.
Kisner FaceTime Riggs and goes, what just happened on the 17th green at Southern Hills. And I want everyone to know, I didn't do that.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say you did.
So
I would
did I.
love
I thought
to.
you were gonna
I would
claim it.
love to run away with that. There, unfortunately, were just way too many eyeballs on us in this scenario for me to just get away with that lie. I swear to God, I did not offer up any sort of challenge. If Tiger wants to challenge me, I'll gladly accept that challenge. I'll do anything to get him to just do more stuff with us. So,
Yeah.
challenge is definitely up on the table. Is on the table on my end, Tiger. That's an invitation to you. Second of all, how did that thing start? So,
I believe TW Legion, right?
so someone must have tweeted at TW Legion, and that just I had
Some
to.
random account. I don't know which account it was. It's been such a whirlwind, and it's literally impossible to go on Twitter and find anything because the noties, as they say, are so crazy. But I don't know who tweeted it. It started to get a lot of publicity, and then somebody put it. I think TW Legion might have put it on his Instagram.
Yeah.
So then people really saw it.
And they're like, oh, we're trying to connect the dots because, like, TW Legion put out something that Tiger Woods was on the 17th green. I tweeted out that history was just made on the 17th green.
Yeah.
Someone probably just made some dumb fucking joke about it. They ran with it. Listen, I didn't challenge him to a chip off. I wish I did. We probably would have gotten escorted off the golf course at that point. I mean, you just couldn't.
Easily.
You can't be doing chipping contests at the PGA Championship. So,
No, you can't.
yeah, that's just what happened. And it was a crazy rumor. My dad literally is like, what the hell's going on out there? I'm like, we just walked with Tiger Woods. He's like, no chipping contest? I'm like, I'm sorry. Like, I don't know. It's so good.
So where do you think we go from here? I mean, what do we just get on a plane and leave? Do we retire? Do we just go to? Do we just go to like Vegas and just party for a couple days and be like it's over?
Well,
like
here's the thing that we
we'll
have to
return
consider.
on Thursday.
The only reason we got what we got today is because we've slow played this whole situation with Team Woods.
True.
There's a lot of things that go on behind
Which
the
we
scenes.
are part of Team Woods.
We are part of Team Woods. There's a lot of things that go behind the scenes. Riggs and I were spending hours with his whole agency group at the Masters.
Yep.
Like Robbie Mack is incredibly invested in breaking 100 and finding out if Trent is improving his game. Robbie Mack tried to give me chipping lessons at Winged Foot when Tiger Woods was at Winged Foot. I mean, they're so invested in it. Riggs has a personal connection with Robbie Mack. Well, he'll text him all the time. And Joey LaCava came to Borelli's during all the playoff games last year for the Islanders.
We hung out with Joey after one of the Breaking 100
Brookville
rounds.
Country Club.
Brookville Country Club.
You got his kids into Chicks in the Office. His
Yep.
daughter was a huge fan for Chicks in
At
the Office.
Caroline's, I met them after the show. It was great that they came out.
Joey LaCava's son came to Pup Punk and went backstage and hung out with the entire band. We got him all tickets and him and all of his buddies in New Haven. And Joey's like texting me being like, dude, my son is having the greatest time of his life tonight. Thank you so much. We talked all about Winged Foot. Dude, this has been a slow play. And these guys, this is why Joey looks at us like a proud father.
We
where
really
he's
are like his kids.
We are, because he
a good
he
point.
genuinely was happy to make that happen today. Dude, at one point when we're walking up the fairway on 18, I was like kind of just on the outside. I get nervous around that shit. People have seen that. There's no doubt about it. I get frantic. I get crazy. I'm nervous. I started to like walk a little bit away. I don't want to be the guy that like is surrounding him. Joey takes his hand on my hip and puts me on the inside of him. Like, get closer, dude. Like, he was constantly like pushing me in like I was a dog, like just moving too far off onto the road. He is just the greatest guy of all time. His family's incredible. Everyone in Tiger's crew couldn't be better. He's surrounded himself with the best people of all time. It's truly remarkable. So going from here, just to finish my point, I don't know where you go from here, because it's like, do you continuously just like throw yourself in front of Tiger, or do you continue the slow play where it's like, all right, we'll see him at maybe we'll see him in Scotland or something. I don't know.
No one knows those answers. We don't know those answers. We're not smart enough, privy enough to know those answers. I'll say, I thought Jake and Brendan did an amazing job of just the right amount of phones and videoing without like turning them off, because we were sort of in between at a point. Obviously, at the beginning you got to get it, but then like we're just talking and shooting the shit, and he's kind of like busting balls and we're busting his balls, chirping him. He's chirping us back. We're telling fucking stories. He's commenting on this. And like, so you're kind of like, we're just in the circle hanging. Like, I don't want to ruin this, but I also, the people need to see this. They've been a part of our journey forever.
It is kind of interesting how things like that work out, and there's some Barstool magic to it where we got 3 credentials, so we're the 3 guys that got them, and we've always talked internally about like, we don't want to always be shoving a camera in Tiger's face. That's been Tiger's life his entire life. So, like, yeah, we want the content because that's kind of how we survive. But also, like, it'd be cool just to talk to him without putting a camera right.
Be the coolest thing in the world.
It'd be cool because then you also get to see a different side of Tiger, which we definitely saw today. He was cool and relaxed. So the two of them, Jake and Bug, not having credentials actually made that perfect. Where, like, if they're credentialed up and they're walking down the fairway with us, I think as soon as the
Might
phone
not
comes,
happen.
I don't think it happens the same way. So I think weirdly only having 3 credentials works out for us, and that's just a little bit of Barstool magic.
Dude, it was so different than Pebble. Pebble, there was a 2-hour build-up to it. We were out there alone on the putting green with him. We talked with Robbie Mack for a while. We talked with Joe LaCava for a while. And at the end of his session, he sort of walked over to us. There was a build-up, it crescendo. This just fucking happened. Nothing going on, nothing going on, nothing going on. Bang! We're just in it with Tiger Woods.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck what is going on right now? And it was cool. He was great. He was chill. He was normal. He was just commenting like one of your buddies would comment. He was laughing at the same shit we would kind of laugh at. His comments back just like froze us because we were like, oh my God, you're talking to us.
He was
but
engaging
also,
in conversation.
He was very engaged.
Walking down the fairway, I just got to keep repeating it. Walking down the fairway at Southern Hills, preparing for the fucking major that's about to happen in 3 days. And then at one point, Riggs is talking about, I think he asked Riggs, how old are you? And then you're like, yes.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
He's like, Riggs, how old are you? And you're like, yes. And he goes, 35. And he was just correct.
And I go, well, that was a little weird.
He goes,
he goes, really? I go, yeah. I go, that's a little creepy. He goes, that was a little creepy.
And then, dude, under my breath right behind him, he didn't hear me, thankfully. I was just like, you're just the best at everything. Because you're like, at one point, you're like, I can't believe you guessed that right. And I was like, you're just the best at everything. He just didn't hear that and just kept walking. He also didn't hear, I just couldn't speak up loud enough because I was so nervous. But at one point, he goes, he just hits the drive and it was perfect. And I'm like, how about that stealth, huh? And he just kept walking.
Nothing.
Yeah, he didn't give you anything.
No, he was at that point he was in Tiger Woods' greatest golfer of all time mode because he was like looking down a drive like as he was it was cutting. But I did get a couple words in, thankfully, when we're all walking up the fairway and he's just like talking to Riggs about. So Riggs basically said that, I mean, you would know better what you said, but you brought up hockey. You said I grew up playing hockey, and he goes, yeah, I played hockey in college, and you guys are just going back and forth about. Riggs is talking about hockey in college, and at one point I just had to cut Riggs off, and I step in front of Tiger, and I'm like, he wants you to ask him where he went to college.
Yeah.
Just please ask him where he went to college. And then Tiger looks at him like, where'd you go to college? And he's like, I went to Harvard. And Tiger gives one of the more bizarre but awesome like responses. He just goes, Harvard. It's just like the most high-pitched Boston accent of all time. I went to Harvard.
Yeah.
And then he just like kind of roasted all like Harvard people, which
Totally.
is very funny. But dude, it was just that kind of relaxed, cool energy that you would never in a million years think that your idol, your mythical creature, God, you'd have a conversation like that for. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Dude,
I
then
didn't
he
know that
asked
we'd
me, he was like, do you play hockey? Like, do you play golf right-handed? I was like, yeah. He's like, you play hockey left-handed? I was like, yeah. And he's like, see, I never understood that.
Yeah, he's like, that's always been weird to me.
And he was like, because Wayne Gretzky does that. And then I was like, yeah. And from Alan Shipnook's book on Phil, because Phil is right-handed, but he plays golf left-handed. And Phil, in the book, it's like talked about a lot of Phil defending that's like the most beneficial way to play because your lead hand is your
Right.
dominant hand. And so I brought that up. I was like bringing that up to Tiger and talking about that with Tiger. And he's like, yeah. And he's like going through it. And then I was like, are you ambidextrous at all? And he's like, nope, I can't do anything the other hand. We were just talking about this shit.
crazy.
It was,
dude, you know what we also talked about that I had completely forgotten about? We talked about the Mike Tyson video.
oh my God. Yeah.
The Mike Tyson airplane video.
How did he come up? Dude,
Because you said ambidextrous, and I believe there's like an old quote from Mike Tyson where
Yes.
he says, I'm not amphibious. And Tiger said that, like making a joke
Yes.
about Mike Tyson. And then we talked about the video
And then
of Mike Tyson beating the shit out of
that's
that guy in
right.
the airplane.
And I was like, do you see that Mike Tyson video, by the way? And he's like, yeah.
he
And
goes,
then-
yeah, that was crazy.
and we were all like, yeah, that's like good for Mike Tyson. He was like, yep.
He goes,
that's
yeah,
like,
that guy was an idiot.
It was
And then I was like, yeah, if
unbelievable.
you get Mike Tyson that riled up, like you obviously said something to deserve it, and he's just like, yup.
Yeah.
right. And then Robbie and I, we were talking
What the
because
fuck? How'd we forget about
because
that?
Mike Tyson's just a big weed guy now, and we were just like, yeah, just give him enough weed, and like it's
I
hard to
totally
piss
forgot
that
about
guy
the
off.
only reason
Tyson
I
stuff.
knew about the only reason that like Dan Soder was on Rogan talking about that and like
Yeah.
how he smokes so much weed, Mike Tyson, that if you get him to get up
Yep.
You had to have been the biggest asshole because he's so calm, cool, and collected.
He's got his own weed brand.
Yeah, he's just on such
But
a.
that
weed
was
guy.
something that
Fuck
just
the
came to my
fuck.
mind.
Totally forgot about that. Wow, we
There's
talked
gotta
about
be-
so much stuff with Tiger. We were.
Oh,
the
we talked about the pilot like
Yes.
snipering them over in their practice
Yep,
round.
the helicopter.
He was like, that was crazy. He
Yeah.
just kept. He was like, basically, we were doing a podcast talking about all the things that we like to talk about, and he was kind of just weighing in on it. He goes, "Yeah, they're just like all over the place. This
Yep.
is insane."
Yep.
It was crazy, and Riggs and I talked about this when we were walking up 18, like behind Tiger. Seeing what he sees is very interesting. Like
Yeah, we had literally his exact
we
perspective.
literally had the view behind Tiger as he's walking up with this huge gallery, and he doesn't even see it anymore. And there is a part where
I get it.
I get it too, because there's so much of it that you just don't see it. It's like when we talk about it. It'd be less effective if someone or if a bunch of people were screaming during a golf shot as opposed to one person.
Yes.
So when you see his vantage point, it's just so many people and so many phones that there's no way he even sees it anymore.
Yeah, here's a crazy
It
thing.
blurs
It's almost-
together.
It's almost so many people that it's like
Nobody.
it's like
Yes.
it's all one person.
Yeah.
It's all just one blob of just like faces.
It's almost like when you're trying to hit a golf shot, if it's a really consistent loud noise, it's fine.
That's
but
right.
if it's a little random one, it'll rattle you and throw you off. It's like that. The one thing that I did notice that was different, that was really cool, is occasionally, it happened 3 or 4 times, occasionally like a group of people would like get together and just clap for him. And like I got like almost like a standing ovation a few times.
Yep.
And that was noticeably different. And he actually like would acknowledge the crowd. And that went from like Tiger to like a group of people were just all clapping together and like cheering for him, and that was noticeably different. That
Well,
gave me the chills. I
One
was
of the
like,
more
oh.
outrageous things in an outrageous day was walking down a fairway with Tiger Woods and people being like, "Frankie Butternut."
Yeah, that was when I was as close to Tiger as I had gotten walking down. I was finally like shoulder to shoulder with him. I wasn't as nervous being on the other side of Joey. So I'm shoulder to shoulder with Tiger. We're walking up. He starts to get like that standing ovation, and people just start screaming, "Frankie Butternut!" And then one guy's like, "They're gonna let you chip out here, hopefully not." And like Tiger's kind of just like walking and definitely smirking at like what's happening to his left. Like, what are those guys even talking about? Like, it just. I don't know. I mean, even my mom texted me. She's like, the life you're living right now is insane. Like, people were screaming your guys' names, walking with Tiger Woods. Like, and we were
That's
talking
absurd.
about, like, why were they doing that? And maybe it's just like, maybe they are those listeners that I was talking about that have just been with us from the beginning. And when they scream our names when we're Tiger, it's almost like you're showing Tiger, like, oh, yeah, we're one of the boys with them, too. The guys that you're
Right.
walking with, like, we know those guys.
Yeah, it was like an in to Tiger.
It is an in for that moment. Like,
Right.
you know, like we know what you got. Like the thing that's happening on the fairway right now, we're part of also, and they
Totally.
are. They're 100%. Because Tiger looks at us, I think, at this point as like those guys that really rally behind him, and all of the people that
We've had that
ride
guys back from day one.
and everyone listening that has that rode with us. Like you're part of that crew that he like loves. That like we
Yep.
stuck with him. We didn't fucking give up on him. We live day in and day out hoping that he gets back to a point where we can just continuously root for him. And he has gotten back to that point. He's so appreciative. You could just tell that he was just happy to be.
He's very appreciative of the fans.
Yeah, he really is.
He's
man.
very appreciative of the whole thing. He was as happy, genuinely happy as I've ever seen him. He was just enjoying it. Like
Yeah.
he was enjoying being out there.
Yeah, that is something that I didn't think about until after the fact. But you think about all that he's been through forever, but the last couple of years, obviously, and he's just like, he was happy. He wasn't like shut down. He wasn't shut off. He wasn't, ignoring us or anything like that. He was engaged and he was happy, which is amazing.
He had that 4-iron into 17 green.
18.
What was it? 18 green.
The last one.
Yeah. And just like him talking with Joey and like how he gives it back and forth off the tee, because I guess so Joey hadn't been there 2 weeks ago, who we're gonna have on the podcast, Mr. Cozby.
Yep.
I forgot his first name.
Cary.
I was gonna say Casey. You fucked me up before.
Sorry,
I said
my
Mr.
bad.
Cosby. I thought
Well,
that
also
was,
we've had Casey's Pizza. Everybody's
that's
talking
right.
about it. So
Casey's
it's like
General Store
it's
Pizza.
been a lot
is
of
here.
K's and C. It's just a little tricky.
So Joey wasn't here, so like Tiger was hitting his drive, being like, "That's gonna leave us with a 4-iron there, Joey." And like just the fact that like, and Joey's like, "Okay," and then he hit one a little low that went through the back of the green, and Joey's like, "Those are coming in a little low, Tiger," and Tiger's like, "Yeah, it's just a really hard shot," like kind of chuckles, and Joey's like, "I'm not mad about it. I'm just letting you know," and like they're both laughing. I think he hit him on the chest at one point. Just such a different Tiger than we've ever seen before. Definitely me personally up close. I've only just seen Robot Tiger.
Yeah, I agree with that. He was very human.
Like I never thought like him and Joey talked like that. It was crazy.
He was very
Joey
human.
was like, that thing's coming in low.
Yeah,
That's like what I
totally.
would say to like, yeah, it was fucking nuts. I'm like, Joey, you better watch your mouth.
Yeah,
Like, this is fucking crazy.
yeah, right. You'd be like,
Who the fuck
Riggs,
you
why you
talking
got
to?
these shots coming in low, bro?
Yeah.
Like, you need to get those things, a little bit more elevation on
And
these
Tiger's
things.
literally like, dude, this is an impossible golf shot.
Yeah.
It's so cool to hear that.
And you're like, oh yeah, he has the same
Yeah.
reaction like
Yeah.
that we have. It's just
I don't know,
impossible
Joey.
golf
It's just
shot.
like an impossible shot. What do you want me to do?
I'm trying the best that I can out here. The golf course is incredible.
Yeah.
The Gilhance restoration. There's so much open vistas, and you can and viewpoints all the way across the course. You can see like 10 holes. It feels like at one point, at any point really throughout the entire thing. There's a lot of cool areas which we get into with Cary as well, but that are mowed together. Like 13th and 16th greens are just kind of the chipping areas in between are mowed together, which is really cool. So the course looks fucking great. It looks difficult. It looks hard. Both Max and Cary say that it looks very difficult. So, we just got our first day look at it. It's supposed to be some wind.
Little cold front coming in, which
It's hot.
Trent talked about with Tiger Woods.
Yeah, you chatted about with
I
that
did.
with Tiger
It's
Woods.
hot as fuck right now. We actually have a great spot recording this podcast. We're right on top of this tennis facility here, and this country club is phenomenal. The amount of tennis they have. The media center is in an indoor
Yeah.
tennis. I don't know how many courts they must have. 3 or 4 courts in that place. This place is not to be believed.
Play golf Myrtle Beach. It's
Okay.
nice
Play
there.
golf Myrtle Beach is right.
So there's a trail that they want me to talk about.
What's this trail you're talking about?
How do you think you would pronounce this? WACCAMAW golf trail.
Makawa.
Waccamaw?
Waccamaw.
Waccamaw.
Waccamaw. Waccamaw golf trail? Sure.
Yeah, I think that's about right.
You know what they call Myrtle Beach? Golf capital of the world.
I've heard that.
Good reason. There's a lot of golf courses.
And home of the Waccamaw golf trail.
Dude, Myrtle Beach is just a fantastic place. They actually
I can't wait to go back for our trip.
I saw their social media loved that I brought up that song because I think that's like that's a cult classic down there in Myrtle Beach.
Oh yeah.
They reposted it. They put it on all their socials. They're like, I cannot believe the Myrtle Beach song made its way to foreplay. That song probably has like 10,000 plays on Spotify. It's just been out for 15 years. That place is phenomenal. I've got some family actually going out to Myrtle Beach in like a week. They have a huge golf trip going on down there. They have a house and they're just playing all these courses. They're right now they're just getting all new gear and they're getting all their tailor-made stuff. It's just so cool to watch someone go to the golf capital of the world and just get ready for just 5 or 6 days of golf, and it's the best place.
Look at this Waccamaw golf trail features 11 of the most sought-after courses in the Myrtle Beach area from the famed designers Gary Player, Tom Fazio, Jack Nicklaus, Mike Strantz. I love Mike Strantz. Tobacco Road, shout out. 2 of the courses on the Waccamaw Golf Trail, TBC Myrtle Beach, and True Blue Golf Club have been ranked among the top public courses in the country and will be played by the Fore crew during our upcoming trip to Myrtle Beach later this year. The Waccamaw Golf Trail is America's most award-winning golf trail, and you can plan your golf trip by visiting mygolftrail.com. Get the best deals and discounts on lodging and golf when booking your trip through mygolftrail.com. Visit mygolftrail.com and receive a free round of golf on the Waccamaw Golf Trail in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. We love Myrtle Beach. Cannot wait to get there and get more exploration. We got a little bit of a taste. We got a little bit of a tease. Myself, Frankie, the Barstool Classic crew, Pirates Voyage,
Dolly
Which we
Parton
did.
experience.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that part of it. Excellent time. Okay, we have Max coming up, and we have Cary coming up.
Dude, this image that I reposted on my Instagram, I think you did as well.
Yeah.
Did you notice that this OC Visual Creations? Did you notice the shadow they put a tiger underneath it?
No, wow.
How fucking
Oh, let me
sick
see.
is that?
Oh, cool. I did not notice that.
Shout out to OC Visual
Wow.
Creations for putting out one of the coolest things ever. I will say, you could have done a little better job of cropping out my face. You didn't need to go straight from the nose to the nipple.
Did they hit? Let me see.
They just went straight down like I have no chin, and I know I don't.
Oh, yeah, wow.
But you didn't need to do like a
That's
block
pretty.
face.
That's tough shape.
Yeah.
So maybe go back and redo that and then send it to me so I can absolutely hang that up behind my desk.
Yeah.
God, there's so many photos. Also, if you're like some sort of Getty image photographer or you were out there, please send us anything you have because there were so many damn phones out there. There were so many phones. This is a call to action to get us all the photos and images we could possibly get from that moment.
Yeah.
There
I
were
think that's
There
right.
were thousands of people taking video. and there were TV cameras. So like we have to go scour the internet. We have such a legion of people that are listening to the show. Go find the videos of these like professional cameras that were video. I smiled at one when we were walking over a bridge. I know the guy was
one that you
recording.
want. You just want that one of you smiling.
I winked at the camera. If I can get that footage, it will make my life forever.
That'd be great.
It's got to be out there somewhere. Someone knows someone that's listening to this.
And there's definitely videos and pictures on people's phones that they haven't shared with the world yet. It's just on their phone.
Yeah, I know. As we're recording this, we just have no idea what else is out there. Like
I wrote down in my notes that you hate "have a safe flight" text.
drives me fucking crazy.
Why?
There's a lot of things that have been going on with flights. I mean, there's electrical fires. People are nosediving. We talked about it a couple shows ago. It's fucking horrifying what's happening. A pilot passed out on a private plane the other day, and the dude just hopped in and landed it himself in one of the more heroic, outrageous stories I've ever heard in my entire life. Never flew a plane in his life, landed himself. I mean, how the fuck are you
Do you
supposed
think
to
you
know?
could do that?
Absolutely not. I mean, I'd like to
I
think.
have no idea how hard it is. I think no, but
I think
don't
I'd
know.
get like kind of close and then absolutely botch the landing.
You think you just panic at the end?
No, that's
For
the whole
sure.
part, though.
But I think I'd be able to figure out how to like lower myself. You know what I mean? You could definitely get. It's not like I would just go straight to the ground. Like I'd get close. I would attempt the landing. I think I wouldn't just like fall into the ground.
Okay.
I'd attempt it and I'd be going way too fast. I don't know any of the numbers. I don't know any like how fast you're supposed to go.
Yeah, I
when
mean,
you-
I've played Flight Simulator a long time ago, and I was really bad at it.
Is that
anyway,
right?
there's all this shit
Yeah.
that goes on.
Because I can't tell. Like, you just go like this?
I have
mean,
no fucking.
Is that not? Isn't that
We'd
it?
have to ask. We'd have to ask Za. I'd be very curious.
Okay.
Like, if I wonder, I bet Za could land a plane.
Okay.
Probably he could
know-
definitely ride a train.
Because I feel like they just push that thing a little bit forward and then they
Drive
just
a
start
train.
going down.
He can ride it too. He can sit
Conduct
I,
the train.
conduct a train.
You
you
can ride
know
it
what
pretty
you know
easily,
what would be a
as long
big
as you
part
have
of
a
it
good
would be
Conductor.
getting the wheels out,
I don't know how you do that. It's tough.
because you can't just land on the belly.
That's.
I got to learn more about that story because, like, was he talking to the tower? Were they, like, walking him
Had to
through
be
every
coaching
single
him through
thing?
it.
coaching
Then I
him?
imagine they have a manual, right? That you like, if
Just figure
nobody's
it out.
never raised your capacity, you could like follow steps. I mean, I'm sure it's way harder than that. Clearly, under pressure, and
There's
the pressure is like you just die in a fiery crash if you
time.
don't do it right. But yeah, I mean,
There's just a lot of shit going on planes, and I always get these texts. We've been flying a lot. I think I have 25 flights in the year 2022, or no, 23 flights in the year 2022. And it's just a lot of flights, and I still get nervous all the time about them because it just makes no sense. You drive by a airport to return the car or get a car. When you get to a new city, and you just can't believe these things that are landing and taking off. They're
They're
these
huge.
tubes of fucking plastic and metal that are just flying through the sky at ridiculous speeds, and we're just sitting on the fucking chair like this. And you get these texts, and I know that they're good, and I know that they're nice, and they come from a really good place. Most of the time, they're like from my mom or a friend, where they're like, "Have a safe flight." They don't say like, "I hope your flight goes well." They say, "Have a safe flight," and it's always like, "Why don't you tell the fucking pilot that?"
they don't have the pilot's number.
I've got nothing to do with if this thing's safe or not. Nothing. I am at my most vulnerable, sitting in seat 24B, waiting for this thing to just go up and come down. I don't need to have the pressure of having a safe flight. I wish I would, but I can't.
I
but
don't
people
think
say
you
like
would-
have a safe trip if you go on like a trip.
Right,
any trip.
because you have you can be cautious in those moments. Like have a safe drive. Like, yeah, I could just like cautiously drive, not like text and drive, put my seatbelt on. Like, I can't do anything when it comes to surviving a plane.
So would you rather than be like have a deathly fiery?
No,
crash
I would
flight?
just be like,
but
just
I-
change the wording a little bit.
But even the wording that you used, I hope your flight goes well. There's like something ominous.
That's
about
weird.
That too.
Like
the
why?
whole thing's ominous.
no, I know, but if you're like, hey, I hope your flight goes well. It's
Big
like-
time.
But it's supposed to go well.
That's like saying
There-
like, hey,
that-
I got a bad feeling here. I could be.
Yeah.
I really hope it doesn't go
Let's
bad.
just come up
Really
with some sort of
hoping for it.
invention that we all can
Badly.
access this screen up in the front in the cockpit where we all just get to say, "Hey, have a good flight," to the pilot. Everyone gets to hit this little button at their seat and just go, "Let's have a good flight today," because those guys need to hear it. There's 2 dudes and 2 women that are up there that need to figure out whatever you are in that little cockpit. You better get us down on that ground, and I hope that you have a great flight today. I want an invention that gets right to their phone.
Riggs, you brought up something that I thought was interesting. I think in every cockpit there should be a super, like, elementary level on how to land a plane. Like
I think there's gotta be
put a
something.
binder in there that's like, all right, this is
Step
like
one.
This
Treat
is
me
like
like I'm 5.
a third grader could read this and they'll be able to potentially land a plane.
It's got to be, right?
They
To
can-
some degree.
I don't know. But that binder needs to be in every single cockpit of every plane. Because like you're saying, if there's not, and the pilots are incapacitated, there's people in there who are now just like, all right, well, there's all these gadgets, but I don't know how to use it. Boy, I wish there was a binder that was like in an elementary school
That's
language.
readable.
That's
'Cause
readable.
some of those you open and you're like, this isn't helping me.
They
at
have
all.
made planes incredibly hard to figure out where only pilots know how to fly them. And I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Is that true? Do you know that? How much do you know about planes?
I mean, have you seen how many buttons are there and all the things that you have to
fact,
do?
they've
You
made-
think it's there's only you think that like it's the pilots are purposely making it so it's more difficult so people don't do it. Like they want those jobs. And it's like
No,
if
it's
you
not
look at a
even that.
cockpit, it's like, oh, I could never do that. But when in reality, when that cockpit door closes, they just hit 2 buttons. And
No,
it's
they hit a
up and
green
down.
like fly button and the
Yeah.
plane just flies.
I don't know. That's not necessarily the point I was trying to make. I meant like it's so
Land.
It looks so confusing, and there's so much that you need to know. And in the advancements of technology, you would think that it's just a button that just says land. Like, I mean, we live in a world where like Teslas just drive themselves and all this stuff. Like, if something like that was to happen, that someone could go in and just hit the green safety button, and we all just land perfectly. But it's so difficult to
Well, like,
learn.
Drones just take off and fly and land on their own.
I know, we should just
without a
figure this
human
shit
in
out.
there flying it. But that, we were talking about that turns into a slippery slope if like someone
I don't
could
want
just control all the planes.
autonomous planes. I don't want them.
No, that's a little dicey.
You don't want them.
No, that's too much.
I need a pilot in there.
I can't have
I
like
like pilots. Pilots
I
are
can't
great.
have
They're
a
always
virus
jovial.
or fucking system breakdown where no.
Sometimes
I
you
need
get a
hands-
funny pilot. You ever
I
get a
need
funny
hands on a
pilot?
wheel. I need hands on a wheel.
But I don't think it's hands on a wheel.
Pilots are hands on a wheel.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's like a ship?
Bro, have you ever landed at fucking
No, it's not. they're
Have you
not
ever
saying-
landed at LGA where he whips around the fucking city field?
No.
Bro, this happened to me a couple weeks ago. They come in at this angle and they go around City Field, coming in as fast as humanly possible, and they have to make a quick turn to get on this one runway at LGA. And it is insane. You feel like you're in a movie. And that guy absolutely has hands on a wheel, turning the plane, pushing it down. Dude, you're like, there's no way we're. It looks like he's turning into the stadium.
Wow.
It's a full 90-degree turn.
I haven't done that one.
Oh
I
my
might book an
god.
LGA flight now.
Oh my god. I don't know like what angle you have to come in at, but I've done it twice, so I know that
Say,
it's
I
like it's an
landed-
actual route. It's
I
a
will
route.
say landing in Bandon, the time I went like a month after we went, we landed in Bandon and the guy took such a hard turn at the end that I thought we missed. We were turning around and going home. He took a hard bank towards like a bridge and river, and then with the second that turn ended, we just were landing. And I was like, how must it have looked when we hadn't started that turn yet? Like there was a 0.0% chance we could hit this runway, and he banked hard in like a jet, not like a, it was a
A commercial airliner?
yeah, it's pretty small,
Oh,
but
okay,
still
okay.
commercial airliner.
Yeah.
What is he doing? Like, yeah,
Planes
that
are
is
scary.
that is flying. That is flying. That's a
We're
pilot.
flying. We have one of the better interviews that we've done in a long time with Max Homa coming up. It was super laid back on a range at a major championship, which we've never done before. We've never done a live podcast just standing at the venue, like at the practice area of a venue. We've never done that. I don't even know
Yeah,
if we were
first
allowed
time.
to do that. We just
You
did
could
it.
legit right over Homa's left shoulder for me was Kevin Kisner hitting golf balls. I
And
could
all
I
fans
watched
were
it.
listening to it. Like at least like 15 people just got like a live podcast listening to Max Homa talk about things that are pretty fucking funny. And I'm really, really excited for people to hear it.
Yeah.
This
Is
is
that one
gonna be
coming
really
up first
good.
or second?
This one's gonna be. I think we hit him with Max first.
Yeah.
And then we hit him with Cary
Cozby.
Cosby second.
Cool.
You guys like that?
Yeah.
I love that. Sun's starting
We
to
met
get
Tiger
to me.
Woods today. I'm good with whatever happens.
One of the
Dude.
great days in foreplay history, maybe the greatest.
I hope I came and walk tomorrow for what I do to my body tonight.
You got to get some sleep.
Oh my god, I'm coming off an absolute bender. Took a poop at my day club in Scottsdale, Arizona. Yeah, I took a shit, Brendan. Yeah.
Can't believe you did that.
I had to.
You talk about that with Max?
Actually,
on
I
the
can
show?
believe it.
I had to go. Oh my god, dude, I'm so sunburned.
Hey, you were wearing shorts this weekend?
I wore shorts this weekend and it went okay.
You went. Yeah, went. Okay is good.
It's just like I've drawn way
Sky
too much
didn't
attention
fall.
to myself. where like
No.
everyone now is like, oh yeah, like they're definitely like kind of like skinny, weird legs, but like I never would have thought anything if you hadn't talked about him for. I wouldn't have talked about him if you hadn't brought it up for like. I am very white and pasty where multiple people make comments in my crew. They're like, dude, you're fucking white, man.
Well, guess
like, when
what?
I pop my top, they're like, this is fucking crazy.
It's a compounding problem because you're white and then you get nervous about taking your pants off or wearing shorts, and you get whiter and whiter and whiter.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm
guess
like
what?
see-through.
Peter Millar makes the best on and off the course shorts.
I wore Peter Millar bathing suit.
Wow.
To the place.
Those
so
are nice. I have one of those.
really nice.
And as warmer weather approaches, Peter Millar's new Surge Performance shorts are the way to go. I'm wearing them right now. I got some of the Doc shorts as well. They sent me a bunch of pair. I got like an olive pair that I'm going to break out one day, similar to Kiz's pants that he had, that Saturday pair of pants he had that me and Frankie saw at his house. Their colors are excellent, just excellent choices. You're going to pop, but you're going to look classy and really good. Shorts feature 4-way stretch, which is incredible. Moisture, wicking, and easy care fabrication are designed in a sleek, tailored fit, making them perfect for warmer days spent on the course and beyond. PeterMillar.com/foreplay. You should go check out that link. You should go check out our favorite styles. I believe you're going to get some complimentary shipping. And yes, their shorts are incredible. It's hot, so you should be wearing shorts. Unless you're weirdly self-conscious about your legs, you should just be wearing shorts because they're more comfortable. It's hot out here. It's hot everywhere around the country. And Peter Millar makes the best shorts. It's the only thing that I wear. But they also have excellent pants, EB66 5-pocket pants. Their quarter zips, pullovers, hoodies. I'm seeing a lot of people wear their hoodies lately. So Peter Millar just does it right. Check out all of our favorites and their phenomenal shorts on and off the course shorts at petermillar.com/foreplay. We got Max Homa, and we have the director of golf right here at Southern Hills himself coming up. 2 great interviews. Hit it hard.
Hit it hard.
Hit it hard.
You wanted to be third there, huh?
Yeah, I think we always do that. I mean, Lurch never goes with that combo, but I always think it's like 1, 2, 3.
Oh, yeah, Lurch missed out today. Sorry, Lurch.
Yeah, sorry. I mean, maybe you should just start coming to these things. You meet Tiger Woods. It's as simple as that. It's literally as simple as that. I'm not being like a bitch about it. It's just like crazy. I mean, those are facts. If he came, he would have met Tiger Woods.
No, that's how it would have worked for sure. I mean, we weren't going to FaceTime him.
No.
That would have been weird.
I miss him, but it's like
I miss him too. I wonder what he's up to.
probably selling drones. Hit it hard.
Hit it hard.
Hit it hard.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are joined for the, I don't know, a lot of times. We've had him on the show now. The only PGA Tour professional to defeat us in the 4-man scramble. Since that moment, we have all worked on our games and tried to improve ourselves. So you could say that you kind of turned us into better golfers, which we appreciate. But just won his 4th PGA Tour event. It's Max Homa. Welcome to the show.
I could thank you guys. I guess I won.
Some people are saying we
I'm on
kind
a
of,
streak.
yeah, we prepped you.
Yeah, people keep leaving it out of the statistics. I've won 5 times.
This year.
Yeah, well, yeah, 3 times this season, twice on the tour, once against the stout foreplay boys.
The formidable group that is the
I was
Foreplay
shocked.
podcast.
I woke up the morning after our match and I didn't get any world ranking points, and I was pretty
crazy.
pretty turned off by that.
You got screwed, man. That was a hard-fought victory.
Hard fought victory, but no, good to see you guys.
I didn't really realize, too, how crazy the shot you hit on 14 or whatever out of the bunker.
Nuts.
We were like, if this guy tears his ACL trying to beat us in a completely made-up and meaningless scramble match, we're going to feel like real assholes.
Made up, yes. Meaningless, no. I felt like I had a lot more to lose than to gain.
Definitely.
So at that point, it was either blow out the ACL or go down a loser, and I just decided to at least test the ACL. Somebody's got to test it.
But Trent and I looked at each other like, this whole thing's coming down if this guy
This whole
slips.
podcast.
Whole thing.
We're not standing
We're
right
having a
here.
lot
I
of
would never let
fun.
that happen. I would fake it and then
It
say I
might
slipped
be
in
out
the
of your
shower.
control. It might be out of your control, but I appreciate that.
I wouldn't let that happen.
So
to you guys.
that has to be one of the more impressive shots you've hit personally, like ever on a golf course.
That was up there. I was maybe more impressed that the ball stayed there.
Yes.
I would like
Yeah,
to
true.
see. I would like to see how the hell that was possible. But that was a fun match. I just saw there was like a little qualifier auction. Now I feel like I have like a connection there. It's a big deal to me. They have great pizza as well.
Their pizza was delicious.
It was really good.
And they just kept giving us pizzas. Remember how many
They did.
pizzas we had?
Yeah, we made the turn and we had like 4 more boxes of pizza.
They were gung-ho about the
I
pizza.
like in the video that they showed who stole the pizza.
Brendan did.
Brendan
Yeah,
stole my
you
pizza.
did, but I was getting blamed for it. I didn't know that at the time, but in the
Yeah.
video I saw Frankie say something like, "I think Max stole some of my pizza."
I gave my dad some of that pizza.
Oh,
You met
yeah, and
them
your
that-
parents.
They were there, and they had a great time. They saw the video when it came out, and they're like, "That was the best day of our lives." I mean, they'd never been involved in any video stuff like that, and to be involved in that specific moment. Unfortunately for you, it was against you, but It was people love that moment.
You went 50 feet. No, we went drone crash, Trent 50-footer, Trent's family appears like out of a movie.
For them, like, they don't know much about this whole world, so
Right.
they just like stumble upon
Like
chaos.
cutely in their like
Yeah.
Iowa shirts.
Yeah.
It's like, what's going on over here? Is that Trent? Did he just make a putt? Are people,
people
screaming?
cheering?
Right, they'd never seen anything like that. They're like, this is what he does? This is outrageous.
You know they went back and told everybody, oh, my son's a professional golfer. He has a traveling gallery.
Dude, for those 3 holes, I felt like a professional golfer.
Actually you were,
I
yeah.
legitimately was like, I can do this.
Blacked out. You had 3 birdies in a row.
Dude, it's incredible. That was incredible. Rewatch that video. I was like, Jesus. I rooted for Trent the whole morning, and then it really backfired on me for about an hour.
You said that on the first tee. You go, I'll be honest, I'm rooting for Trent, and then he just stuck it to you.
He stuck it. I mean, which it was a perfect day. I got to watch Trent excel, and I also got to beat you guys.
Yeah. We were
real
saying things
shame.
have changed since then. You have the beard now.
Yeah.
I think it's your best look you've had yet.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. I don't like the mustache. I feel creepy. I know the PMT guys have me on Italian or pervert, and even sometimes I'm not quite sure. So yeah, I got to get away from that. I'm much more comfortable in, as my friends say, true value DJ, as
Yes.
opposed to Mario and Luigi's like dumb cousin.
How much do you factor your look based on how it's going to look on the golf course versus how it looks in normal
Well, I
life?
think that's why the mustache, I really wanted to get away from it, is because at the Fortinet, I had forgotten, and I win, and when you win, you do a video for PGA Tour, and you do like a selfie video on your phone,
Yeah.
taking all these pictures or whatever. And I flip my phone around to take the selfie video. I'm like, oh no,
They should arrest
that's
that
on
guy.
my face.
That guy should be arrested. Oh, that's me.
Yeah. Oh no, this guy. Yeah, this
The
guy
video
can't make any
starts with like one of
appearances.
those blurry images, like on Twitter, where it says a sensitive image. You have to click like see more, and just you be like, thanks to everyone.
In like the recap videos, you know how when it's like one of those gang shows, and then the guy's got like the deep voice that like Mike says like,
Yes.
yeah, no, I played with Max.
The flow out the back, though, I really like.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I realized when I look back at old, you know how you look back at old pictures of yourself, especially like high school where it's really embarrassing, but
Ooh.
even just like a couple year ago pictures, and I look, and when I used to have like a little like fade up here, and I realized like how like awfully skinny and ugly my neck is. So I'm just trying to like hide it.
Okay. It's working.
I might have
Thank
a
you.
skinny and ugly neck.
You got
Frankie
a lot
gets
more
very
going
All
on.
the
self-conscious
fat on
about
my neck goes right
his
here.
forehead. Show me your forehead.
It's feminine.
You just thinks he has a
But he's
feminine
got good
forehead.
hair,
I think it
actually.
looks
It's
like
all
Great.
nice, doesn't it?
It's nice. It's
You have
good.
like a nice connection with your face and your hair, and everything looks good.
Well
Handsome
said.
guy, Frankie.
Appreciate that. Thank
Yeah.
you very
Soft.
much.
Very
Soft.
cute.
It's
It's very supple.
Yeah,
He's
it's
a supple guy.
Forehead.
Dude, we just took a picture of Tiger Woods, and I look like a bag of just like cream cheese.
Doesn't matter.
To be fair, if you have a picture with Tiger Woods, it doesn't
Doesn't
matter what
matter.
you look like.
No.
You do whatever you want.
No,
Whatever,
everybody's
yeah.
looking at Tiger Woods in
Yeah,
that picture.
they ain't looking at you. That's the good
It's
part.
true.
So you win a PGA Tour event, which you've done 4 times now. You putt out. Talk us through what happens, like the whole process after that, because you mentioned you have to do a selfie video.
Yeah.
Somebody grabs you immediately to do a presser, which you had a great little witty. Everybody's perspective is running rampant today, or whatever you said, which was great.
Yeah, you
Walk us through that whole
you
thing.
basically finish. You do the interview with Amanda. You sign your card. You go out. You probably sign a couple autographs, do a couple interviews, then you go in. You
How
do.
tedious is signing your card?
Yeah, it's the dumbest. I mean, we all know what everybody shot.
It's on
I
TV.
just don't know.
You're on
yeah,
television.
I don't know how that process has not become more technologically savvy at this point. Like, if I could have signed for a wrong card, lost the golf tournament.
That's
Like, that's
bananas.
what could
You already
It's an
did the
obsolete
interview.
process.
It's very dumb. Yeah, they run it back on the TV. You have every shot on there. So you finish that. Then you do pictures. You do a trophy ceremony, pictures, and then you do pictures with like everyone who helped the tournament. Which each week obviously is very important. And volunteers, the grounds crew. But that week was the grounds crew was like my hero. I don't know how we didn't have any delays. It rained for so
Weather
many
was
hours
horrible.
in a row. And yeah, so I was very happy to meet them. And then you finish and you thank you, Trent.
It was actually a
And
little
maybe
spider.
saved my life.
Spider?
No, I've been trying to be Spider-Man since I was like 6. Maybe that
Let
was
him
the
go.
one. Maybe that was the one.
Put him in my ear. Put him in my
Damn, I ruined that for you.
And then
you
you
got a good thing going
finish.
on.
You drink a couple beers along the way. You finish, and then you get a ride back to the hotel and try to find a bar. And the one part about golf that is, I feel like maybe the one, like not the one, like one of the lamer parts. When you win, it's a Sunday night, and like absolutely nothing is going on a Sunday night unless you live in Scottsdale, as Frankie,
Which is chaos.
Frankie's learned.
Just got back from a bachelor party from Scottsdale. Place is chaos.
It's chaos.
Full blown chaos.
That's
Every
where we
night,
live,
every
imagine
day,
that.
every night. When you're in Old Town, you're just in it. You're absolutely in one.
I ran into Frankie on Friday at Bevy, and I love when I'm like walking behind somebody who sees like one of you guys, because it's always such like a double or triple take, and it's always from Barstool. Like I was with Caleb like months ago in Scottsdale, and same thing. It's like I'll be walking behind somebody, you'll just see him go like, is that Caleb from Barstool? And I heard the same thing with Frankie like 4 times. Is that Frankie from Barstool? I'm like, yeah, man. Just
We
like,
all
go
come
say
with-
hi to him.
We're like
He's
none
got a
of us.
very supple
None of us.
forehead.
None of us are impressive on our own. It always comes with a from
With
Barstool.
yeah. So it just
Yeah.
always makes me laugh. Like you could just call him by his like normal name.
So when you take your pictures with all the staff, do you tip out? You tip out like the locker room people?
Tip out the locker room. I
Okay.
didn't have enough cash on me, so I wrote them a check
Nice.
that I'm sending.
What do you just write? Like 2 locker room people?
I actually have to call. I gave them
Locker room
all the money
people,
I
Inc.?
had left, and then then I have to figure out what their what to put in the 2.
Yeah, we're going to.
Benny and the boys. I don't know how you cash that at a bank.
Is it like when you win, or you tip it out like way more?
Oh yeah, because you're in
Yeah.
the best mood ever.
Yeah, totally. You're like, yeah, sure. Here you go.
Yeah, if they had an ATM there or a bank, an actual bank. Oh boy, they'd have a lot
That
of
might be a
money.
new good advertiser. They just roll
Yeah.
out an ATM for banks. Just
I should have
follows
called me
you
as
around.
Wells Fargo. I should have just called them, get an advance or something.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
need that cash. So
Yeah, come on.
slip it around to everybody. All right, and then you go home. I saw you had a little welcome party.
Yeah, we had 2 nice dinners, Monday night and Friday night when we went to the bevy. But yeah, I didn't really do much. Having 1 week off kind of stinks because like I took, I flew out 7 a.m. Southwest on Monday morning.
You were
which
tweeting at a
was
very early hour.
Grind,
after
yeah.
winning a
I mean,
tournament.
I slept for like 35 minutes. Get on this plane.
Were you in
We're
the A
about
group?
Oh yeah, I'm
Okay.
A-list.
Early bird?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even have to pay the extra. It's just
right.
A-list.
All right.
And so, but I was still no, it wasn't even Southwest. I think it was American. So I was sitting 12C, I think, or 12A. I was window seat, not to brag. And I was like 2 hours into the flight, and I started sweating. Like all the beers were coming out of me.
Oh, yeah.
I was
It's the worst,
sweating.
dude.
Yeah, it was bad.
It's
and I was
so
like,
hot.
every time you like look at the flight tracker and it says 3 hours left, I said, "There's not a shot in hell. That's a real number."
Can't look at the flight tracker. You
I
can't.
look like
We
an
gotta
hour,
land this plane.
I look an hour later, and it's like 2 hours and 50 minutes left. And I'm like, is time like irrelevant right now? Or are we
Max
just
almost
doing
about to
circles?
land this plane. He's like, we
Which
gotta
way
get
are
this
you
thing on the
flying?
ground now.
Yeah,
What a
Siri
whirlwind.
was messed up. So I landed, napped, and then, but honestly, I was proud of myself. I landed at 9:30. Lacey picked me up, got me back to the house. I think I was drinking at 11. So
Amazing.
felt like
Good.
I stayed on the.
That's a week
Champions.
off.
Stayed on the flow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a week
So then
off.
you have to start practicing Tuesday. But yeah, 1 week off always is tough for us, even if you don't have a great week, because you want to like enjoy yourself, and you really can't.
Yeah, you got a major coming
Yeah,
up,
yeah,
too.
yeah. And then we had this coming up, so it was a 1.5 days, but it was good.
You guys got a lot going on right now. You're going to be
Yeah.
a father.
Yeah,
dad.
you can start acting like it at some
Congratulations.
point. Thank you very much. I
Congratulations.
gotta start figuring out how to act like
Are you
it.
ready for that?
Oh God, no.
Yeah, you said you
the
started drinking
real
at
question
11
is well, I gotta get out of the way. The real question is this kid gonna be ready to have to deal with me? I'm gonna up my arsenal of dad jokes. I've already been on like the grind of everyone gets my humor. It's horrible and dad jokey. So I'm starting to follow in some Instagram accounts that do dad jokes,
Okay.
which I
Good
think is a
job.
big
We
deal.
did something similar today with our tweet. I thought that was we did entourage.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Us
there you go.
walking
See,
with-
like
with
that's
Tiger.
I laugh at that
Yeah,
stuff.
a
Like, I
classic,
think that's
a classic.
hilarious. Yeah,
I love a
puns.
good dad
Puns
joke.
are really
Oh,
important.
puns are the
What do you
best.
say? You said when the Yankees lost, you said that
They're actually the Yankels. The crowd loved that one. That was our producer.
I got Jake Bass.
Happy
He
birthday to
gasses
Jake
us out.
Bass.
Yeah.
He gasses
That's
us
good.
out.
That's
Yeah,
a
happy
good joke.
birthday, Jake
I
Bass.
retweet it every year. Yankees fans gets very mad at me.
Yeah, I do the same thing. Like when someone will say, like my buddy Josh Essler was talking trash about playing golf last week or whatever, just messing around. And he said something about his name, and I said, I make the joke that you can't spell Essler without an L, and it's like such an awful joke, but
Yeah.
to me, I laugh.
Oh my gosh.
Well, we
that
got
warms
so
my heart.
easy.
We've got St. Andrews coming up. Homa golf.
Yeah, Homa golf. We already talked about shirts are going to be running or flying
Dude, I
off
don't
the
think
shelves.
we've talked about that publicly.
No, we
yet.
haven't. They didn't put that in the video.
We're
Oh,
selling
They
those.
were, they were
We're
trying
gonna
to
sell
keep those close to
Those
the
are gonna
chest,
be
but
great.
we own
Kick
it
back
now.
a little bit, too.
We own that
We were
now.
talking on
Homa golf.
Yeah, Homa golf.
Come on, dude.
Yeah, that's a no-brainer.
Your face is just like the RNA building. You know, Smoking Bridge. Come on.
Homa golf.
Yeah, it's meant to be.
That's perfect.
Then we're in Oklahoma. I mean, there's a lot of shirts that can be made up at this moment about my last name.
There's no
My
problem.
name's very
Homa.
much a pun. There you go, Frankie.
He got there.
He's just
He got there.
Kidding me?
just take a minute off, Frankie.
It's a good one, dude.
yeah.
That is actually a really good one.
I'm gonna text Allison and Pilar right now so get those things going.
You might want to get out ahead of that on Twitter. Tweet something out right now. Have you done anything with that yet?
No, I honestly thought it was obvious.
It's like too obvious.
Yeah.
Not even gonna tweet
My
it.
entire life I've thought
Frankie's
about it.
definitely
This is
gonna
our
tweet
whole
that.
job,
Oh,
and we
yeah.
haven't thought of it.
No.
This is like what we do
Dude.
all day.
Hole 1, you make a birdie. I'm just Oklahoma.
You'll get a smattering of applause, I feel like.
Oh god.
So homeowner. So you're moving boxes all over the place. Homeowner. We could do this. I mean, I'll do this all day if you guys want. I'm happy with that.
How many accomplishments you can possibly rack up in 1 year?
Oh, man.
Is it weird being a homeowner?
No, it's good. I don't know what just made me think of this, but I've been waiting to tell you this all day. Did you have to turn onto Harvard Street to get onto this to this golf course?
No, I missed
I
it.
did, and I was like, man,
Riggs
Riggs
gonna
must feel
love
like
this.
he's at home. Wonder how many people he's already told that he went to Harvard.
Well,
One
one
of
was
them is
Tiger
Tiger
Woods.
Woods.
Did you?
Oh, yeah.
What'd he say?
He went.
Harvard.
Harvard.
He did like a Boston
He said it with a
accent.
really
Harvard.
high voice.
Well,
You were asking for it to come out because he's like, we're talking you're with Tiger Woods. You have no idea. What
Yeah, I'm trying to impress Tiger
you're
Woods.
just like trying to like
He's
stay
like,
conscious.
Yeah,
Really.
yeah.
Played
Just like,
hockey.
don't
One
pass
for the
out.
other.
That's
Don't
right.
fall into this
He's
creek.
like, I played
in front of
hockey in college, and Tiger's like, oh, really? And then like they were talking for another minute, and I interrupted them. I'm like, he wants you to ask him where he went to college. You don't say like I played hockey in college.
me. Yeah, I
He's
did
like,
the
where'd
whole
you
Harvard
play?
bit
He's
to
just like,
Tiger Woods.
I played in
That's
Harvard.
cool.
He's like,
Yeah, it's great.
It's kind of a weird.
I really like that
accent.
Yeah, he did. He went Harvard.
Yeah.
So no, I haven't seen the street, but I did get to tell Tiger Woods that, which was really super
How was
cool.
the rest of it? How many holes did you guys walk with him?
We walked
How
like
the hell
two
do they let you?
He like
I don't
invited
know,
us into the
dude.
ropes.
Actually.
Yeah, it was like him and Joey
Dude, our
LaCava.
Joey LaCava, he's our guy.
Okay.
He just kind of like,
God, that is a big pull. That's a good friend to
He's
have.
huge.
He's our guy.
dude,
He's
he
great.
just gives us one of those, and it's like, are you sure? Like when you first saw Tiger, you were like, I don't think I'm gonna.
Joey
shake your
looks at
hand.
me from the fairway on Tiger Woods' bag and just goes, "Come on, Frankie," and I go, "No." I literally was like, "No," and then I walked up like this. Hi. He's just like, "Dude, are you right?"
It's a lot.
Dude, I came in late. I thought I was like gonna miss it, so I came in a
Oh, that
second
would've been a
late because I was like snagging, like chatting with somebody real quick, and I kind of look over and I'm like, you guys are just shaking hands with Tiger Woods, and I was like, what the fuck? And I like snuck back over there, and kind of came in late, and finally jumped in there and
That'd
got
been
my
an
piece.
all-time moment if
But
you
Dude,
guys
I
got
was
to
like,
hang
if
out
he
with
just
him.
turns away now, and I'm just gonna have the worst.
It's like, Riggs, you just stay back there and just take a video real quick.
Yeah, I was. I was like, I'll film you guys.
Yeah.
Looks
We
like a
need
good
to get this thing
time.
Give him the
documented.
phone. Hey, Riggs, you take a photo.
And you
of that?
have a crazy rumor going around right now that you hold out a 50-yard shot to get Tiger on the pod.
I got fake news today, and
Yeah.
to the point where I think I might start running with
Dude,
it.
it's running through my phone. I've gotten multiple texts about it.
Dude, Colt Knost was on air on his radio show, and his producer went in his ear and was like, "I don't know if this is true." But Frankie Brother just made a bet with Tiger Woods that if he puts this chip within 5 feet, he has to come on the podcast and do the 4-man scramble. It's like,
And
they're
the
like,
rumor is
and he
that you
hold-
and the
made
rumor
it.
was that I hold it,
Which you've
out.
never done ever.
My dad texted me, he goes, "What's going on right now in Oklahoma?" And I said,
Nice.
I said, unfortunately, Dad, it's all just a lie. It's just like,
Straight up.
I wish it. I
Was
wish.
your dad like, I'm not sure what the most outrageous part of this rumor is?
Yeah,
making
true,
a
yeah.
50-yarder.
I was like,
hanging
but
out
we have
with
this really
Tiger.
cool like video of us walking down the fairway. He's like, you didn't hole anything out. It's just like it's just,
They
now
did
the
less
rumor
cool.
was so much more cool than what actually happened.
Do you think you'll ever say Oklahoma again without thinking about
No, I'll
him?
just think of it.
That's just gonna happen the
Yeah.
rest of your life
It's
now.
not a bad thing.
No, that's not
Yeah,
bad.
that's all right.
No,
I'll
I think
take
that's
it,
fine.
man.
I got nothing else to associate. I mean,
It's hot.
hot.
Tornadoes.
Tornadoes.
Boomer Sooner.
Tiger.
Tiger. People talk a lot about burgers. Everyone's like, go get a burger.
We're on the
that's
range right
exciting,
now,
though.
actually at Southern Hills. How do you feel about this golf course? You know, this is your first day on property, right?
Suits me really well. It's really actually awesome. Amazing golf course. It's hard off the tee. It's a lot of tough par fours. But they shaved all the rough around the greens.
Mhm.
So like the run-ups and run-offs on the back are going to be a diabolical at times because there's nothing to stop the ball. But I
Do you like
that.
that?
Yeah, I think that like modern golf, there's like a battle between growing a ton of rough everywhere and then shaving everything. And I personally think that the most
It's a
interesting type
modern
of
battle
golf.
in a lot of ways.
Right,
you know,
it's
with
like
a lot
it's
of
like is it going to be
things.
more like the 70s or is it going to be more like
That's
current
right.
day?
That's right.
Shave it or let it grow.
We're talking Bush right now.
Oh,
We
we're
are.
talking,
Yeah.
you know,
I,
Talking
Riggs looked at me and I was like, we got to talk
Me and
about
Trent
it.
were having a, like, are we
Is
gonna
that
talk?
a debate
Are
now?
these guys
though?
just
Not
gonna
to get
lie?
weird.
No, but we're
like,
just
I feel like-
kinda.
No,
we
we're
were
just
touching
saying,
all around.
the way
know.
you set it up was like it made my.
Military plane. Oh my God.
It's
Like
over.
you're back home
It's
in Southern
over.
California.
That's actually that's Tiger going back to his hotel. They just scoop him up on the way.
What is it, Wolf of Wall Street, where they're trying to talk to their dad about like how
Oh yeah.
It's like now it's all clean shaven. He's like,
Come on.
it's not for me. It's not for me.
You presented it so
You
perfectly.
were kind of
Max.
beating around the
No,
bush.
I
you know
like
what I mean?
it. Nice.
Come on.
Oklahoma.
Take that one.
Yank L's.
But yeah, so I
This is fun.
like. Yeah, I don't know if I can talk about the shaved anymore. So yeah, you
No.
get it.
Sorry, I didn't want to
Shame.
ruin it, but it's
Yeah.
like
Kind of got a live crowd.
you made a
here.
compelling
Tapping
case.
out.
Like, kind
Seven out.
of a live
Tough
audience.
golf course. Really, just tough golf course.
But
Tough
you,
golf course.
okay, so you do like when you can hit different type shots.
I just think
You're
it's more
gonna
interesting
see, like,
to
a bump
watch.
and run?
Yeah,
Or you're
yeah.
gonna
You'll
see
see
some
bump
of
and
that
run. It'll depend on the lies now. So when you're in the rough, everybody plays the same shot. It's a chop out bunker shot type thing, and it just gets, in my opinion, boring to watch. I don't mind playing it, but boring to watch. But when you get it,
Yeah, because
off
it kind of
that tight
suits
stuff-
you.
Yeah.
Because you hit it. You're a ball striker.
Yeah, and I like that. I feel like quality shots get, on the green, and that's going to be a huge value when the ball misses the green and it rolls 20 yards off down the side. It's obviously going to be harder than if it just nestled by the edge of the green. So I think it's going to be a great golf course. It makes sense. You see the guys who've won here, Retief and Tiger, most recently, and they're amazing iron players and good ball strikers. So, I mean, this should be a pretty sweet tournament.
Owens Craft Mixers, the Transfusion, and many others, gives anybody out there the ability to create a high-quality cocktail right at home. It's perfect for people like us. Don't really have a clue how to make cocktails from scratch. Is that true about you, Frankie?
We love transfusions. We've talked about them for years at this point. They're at every single major. I mean, at this point, they're at the majors. It's nuts.
Dude,
They're
the food and beverage guy came up to us today and was like, I got that Owens. I'm going to be selling that all over
crazy
the
that
place.
they're here at Southern Hills. They were at the Zurich. They're all over the place. But I will say, when you're at home and you want like different types of drinks, I'm trying to avoid the sun, by the way. I'm like moving up.
Yeah, it's kind of hitting you right in the face.
They
In the face.
at Cinco de Mayo, I had some people over, and you want to be able to make some margaritas. And what was the easiest way to do that? I'm not going to go out and get all this mix.
Just add Owens.
I had to make a mix. No, I added Owens, the margarita mix. I had my tequila ready. I garnished it the way I garnished it, and it was done. I was just freaking over with. Made margaritas on ice, a little salt around the rim, and I made fantastic cocktails.
You literally just pour your favorite liquor, then just add Owens, and you're good to go. It is that easy. Owens is at the majority of stadiums and arenas across the country, so if you're going to a game, get yourself an Owens cocktail. Go to owensmixers.com, check the store locator to find a store that has Owens near you, or if you don't feel like getting off the couch, order on Amazon or get it delivered in less than 30 minutes on GoPuff. That is owensmixers.com. Just add Owens. The course looks really awesome.
Badass.
I love when they mow the fairways into each other, and then the greens have been kind of mowed
16 and
into
13
other
is one of the
greens.
coolest areas of a golf course I've ever seen.
That is
Which way?
just
The greens of
16
16
and
I haven't
13.
been over there yet.
back nine. You haven't done back nine yet?
Mm-mm, front nine only.
16 and 13, they kind of like all the shaved stuff that we talked about earlier on a golf course has been mowed into one another. So there's like a valley in
It's
between.
very Brazilian style.
So it's a menage a trois. Of
Yeah,
that's right.
Like a
greens.
Brazilian menage a trois. Like
Yeah.
that.
On the golf
Really
course.
nice.
Oily.
You're going to love it over there.
Can't wait.
You're gonna love it. Over there.
All right.
You're
Wrap
gonna
this
see.
This
up
has
quick.
made it
Can you
turn.
believe they let us on this side? That's fucking
You guys
amazing.
believe that we're in front of like a bunch of people right now?
I know.
I don't know if they can really hear us, but
No, they
now
can
we're
hear shit.
whispering.
It's like an
it
orgy
matters.
of people.
Yeah, it is.
Assembled.
I mean, hundreds of thousands of people listen to this, so it doesn't matter who's
They're
here.
pretty horny for a golf tournament.
Definitely get it.
I think we got to get out of here.
Okay, yeah, this is awkward now. What strengths are going to be needed to win out here if people were getting in the gambling game now?
Driving,
What
I
kind
think.
of okay?
This should mostly be a ball striking, I would say, type golf course. Just because if you miss the fairways, you're going to struggle to get it in a good spot around the greens.
Rough's kind of tangly.
It's not. That's actually the cool part is it's not very thick. You can always get it out, but you're gonna have those crazy jumpers,
Okay.
and that's the part where the runoffs are gonna make it interesting because there's nowhere to stop. There's no way to stop the golf ball. So, I mean, short game's obviously always important, but I just think that if you're in the fairways a lot this week, the second shots aren't terribly hard, and obviously it's a major. Like even par is going to be okay. Pars are going to be great. So I would imagine that this is going to be a heavy ball striking type golf course.
Are you and Joe going to send it with the driver pretty much all week?
Yeah, I've just been driving it so well. It's hard to like veer off the driver right now.
How about that drive on the 72nd hole?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just going to plan on doing that, 50 sometimes.
Buddy.
So that's just been the best club in our bag this season. So
Yeah,
we're just going
we
to try to
saw
wear
it.
it out.
We were, we were
Oh, yeah,
privy
you guys
to the
saw it.
Up close and
situation.
personal.
You
It was
guys
a
saw it.
real fucking problem.
I
that
drove
day.
it almost as straight as Trent put it, so pretty good.
Yeah, it's true.
Have you eaten anything yet? I know you like to dabble in a little food.
I got in late, but they did have a freaking shrimp cocktail in player dining today.
What?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
What?
Good sauce?
It-
Good
it's
cocktail sauce?
Amazing cocktail sauce.
Little
Came with
zest to
2
it?
forks, that little lemon thing in the yellow thingy.
Ooh.
It was classy. It's classy as shit.
That is classy.
Yeah.
Wow.
I've heard the only thing to eat here is meat.
Well, yeah. Like anytime you're near Texas, Oklahoma,
Yeah.
they just rave about the meat. That's about it.
I had Mexican food 3 days in a row in Scottsdale, which was a weird combination with drinking heavy
Yeah.
amounts
You
of
had the
alcohol.
poops.
Big time. Big time.
Yeah.
No
That's
doubt.
tough.
Took a poop in Maya. I
Oh
probably
no,
I had
dude!
to.
What?
Dude, I
You
had
can't,
to.
you
I had
can't
to.
do that.
Bro, I had to. It was either
You
the
can't
pool
go
or the
number
bathroom.
2. Oh, yeah,
I
okay, that was a
had
better
to, bro.
option.
I had to.
Wow,
We went to
that's
actually
a really
Frank
tough
and
scene.
Lupe's. You ever hear that
Yeah,
place?
oh yeah,
Awesome spot.
Yeah.
We ate way too much food there. I had to.
that's gross.
Yeah, when you gotta go, you gotta go. Jurassic Park.
Dude, I wasn't happy about it. I looked at my whole crew. I said, I'm not happy about what's about to happen, but I gotta go to the bathroom. They're all like, no, dude.
Not here.
I went in there. I put like the toilet paper on the seat because you don't know what's going on in that place.
That used to happen on the bus with hockey road trips. You somebody,
Can't
especially an
imagine.
underclassman or something, if you had to really go and you went back in there. I mean, they would haze you for like months. You just couldn't do that.
What do you guys
but
think about
you have to
airplane
go.
shits?
I feel fine about them.
Okay.
I don't think I've ever done it.
Okay.
What?
I don't think I've ever done it.
Actually, I don't know if I have either. I
Remember
think
I
I've
had to-
repressed the ability to do it. I just don't want to be that guy.
Yeah. I
But
mean, I've
but I
definitely done
get
it.
if you have to go, you just go.
My legs are too big for those.
So you
Just
you
like, I'm
you've
just-
thought about it, but you
No,
just
I've done
can't
it.
fit.
I've done it.
You've done it.
You just gotta
Are
really.
you like up against the walls? It's like that tight in there
I
for
fill
you?
out the whole thing.
Yeah. There's no wiggle room in there.
None. Not even a little bit.
Can't even like turn around in there.
problem.
Frankie and Poulter
Trenches
gets
is-
How
tired
do
of
you,
wearing
how do you
those.
wipe your ass in it?
It's
Do you have to like
takes a
back
lot.
in, Trent? You have to
Yeah.
back into the bathroom.
Pretty much, yeah. Beep beep beep.
I think Ian Poulter gets tired of wearing those pants. It's like a
I think it
dance
looks
clown
ridiculous.
dance.
It's just absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, I
He
don't.
personally is just like, fucking done with this shit.
But it's gotta be at a certain point. It's up to him to wear them.
I think it's his. Isn't it his brand?
Yeah, I think that he sells them, right?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
I thought
yeah.
that went under.
No,
a
I
few
thought
years
that
ago.
went under like a decade
I'm actually
ago.
pretty sure that.
No way that he still sells those things. Those are the worst pants I've ever seen. In my life.
I think if he saw us and he was like, I think they're talking about me, I think he'd punch me right in the face.
Oh yeah,
He
would.
hates us.
Yeah.
Sneaky tall. Huh?
He really hates
Yeah,
us.
big guy.
Yeah.
Big guy.
Yeah, he doesn't
We
like
tried
shit
to
out
like
of
make
us.
amends, and we had someone text him,
Didn't
and
go
he
well.
was just like, "I hate those guys." Literally.
Like
The
it's
guy that
not-
we
You
had
gotta appreciate honesty.
Yeah.
Yeah, the guy we had
Definitely.
text was like, dude, I'll text him, no problem. We're like, great. And then he looked up and he was like,
Ain't gonna happen.
he
fellas.
really doesn't like you guys.
I think
No,
he
we'll
quote-
clear this up.
He quote tweeted. He like put. He shared someone's Instagram story, being like, "Do something with the foreplay guys." And he goes, "I think they're absolute buffoons."
Yeah. He said he was
what a
like
word,
they
Harassed.
They harassed me for years. Not inaccurate.
Yeah. Verbally
Yeah.
on the internet. So
I
really
think everyone
not
deserves a second
digitally.
chance.
Yeah,
I
that's
agree
what
with
I
that.
think.
There you
Clearly.
go. That's the right attitude.
At least if he meets you guys in person and calls you buffoon, then we can.
I'd respect the hell
Then we
out of
get
that.
it.
I would love
Yeah,
that. It'd be a good
then we
video.
get it. Yeah,
That's
it would be a good
numbies,
video.
baby.
Big numbies.
You know?
Frankie thought he was gonna pass out when we met Tiger because he's obviously he got in late. He was at a bachelor party. He thought he was gonna pass out,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had
which
to be
would
the
have been
first one.
amazing for the video.
I had to be the first one to go up to him, and I really thought, like, at one point, I'm like, I started to hear my heartbeat,
Yeah.
and I'm like, that means that you're about to die. I think that's like what the people like. They hear everything about to just shut down. It's like boom, 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 done,
Yeah.
and it didn't happen. Luckily,
If you'd have passed out, that would
Actually,
have
been even better.
Oh,
Oh my
just-
God.
Not if you
that's
died,
awesome.
but
just
You
daintily
passed
drop
out
on the
and we got
floor, and
video
he
of
like
that?
helps me up.
If you're the lead
Yeah, he
pony
wouldn't
too,
help you
Tiger,
out.
and then
No.
you just like
I make a
go
noise,
away.
like,
we're not getting helped up by Tiger.
Yeah, I really think he's just like that happens all the time.
He just looks at me, he's like, dude, just goes on to dap you up and rigs. Like,
Yeah.
Tell my brother I'm just on the floor.
And then he's like, Robbie Mac, clean this up.
yeah.
It's just Frankie.
He's already
Piece of
digging a
trash.
hole.
peels Frankie off.
Knowing that crew, I'd probably just go like into like the whatever sub air system they have here at the
Yeah.
golf course. I just go
Get outta
in.
here.
Do they have
Yeah.
heating and cooling on the greens?
Do they?
Yeah.
He said the cups are cold.
What?
Yeah,
So
go
when the
fiddle
golf
your-
course
go-
Who's telling you this?
The
director of golf.
I mean, I love this place. That seems like an outrageous expense.
Well, he actually said that in the long run it might save because
They don't
it's
need
like,
to like water.
Yeah, they don't have to
as
water.
much, and they don't need to. I don't
during
know.
the winter it stays green because
We're
they have
not
the
smart
heating.
enough.
Wait, the cups being cold helps all that?
Well, no, the
The
green
green
is so
is
cool
cold.
that the cups are
cold. I
actually
got you.
cold.
Wow,
Can
that
you
is.
put your
Go
fingers
try it
on
out
there and
tomorrow.
You're
let
gonna
us
feel
know
that.
it's
You're
cold?
gonna go under there and
Yeah,
you'll be like,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, the four-play guy's only gonna be
Unless
cold.
it's too cold.
Oh wow! Oh, they
damn,
must have the
it's
heat
cold.
on.
It's dry ice down there.
It's dry ice. It's like steaming.
Yeah.
You're coming to Tulsa Tango tomorrow night?
Yeah, I'll be there.
Okay.
Yeah,
Awesome.
can't wait.
It's gonna be a
Joe's
great
gonna
time.
come too. Maybe
Okay.
Mark. I think they might be a team. I'm
Yeah.
gonna roll around and just enjoy watching.
Okay, good. Yeah, we were going to get them in the field. The Joe's going to win.
Yeah, he'll probably win.
Joe's a good player.
He's good. Mark's pretty good too, but Mark doesn't have clubs, and Joe's a lefty, so could
He
be.
should
that
have to
could
use
be-
Joe's clubs.
Yeah, it could
It'd be
be. It
amazing.
could be hilarious.
You're gonna
Okay.
drive around and
I'll be
scare
there.
the shit out of everyone who's
Oh, yeah,
playing.
that's my
Just
goal.
Like,
Yeah.
just like, no, go ahead.
That's my goal.
I'm like,
I'm gonna see if I can get anybody to pass out.
I think
Yeah,
you probably
exactly.
could.
I don't think so.
Tiger Woods him.
If it didn't happen to Frankie, I don't think anyone's passing out for me. But
Ask
Do
them
the
where they're
thing that I
stationed.
want to do. I'm just gonna be easier for you because you're a really good golfer. But I always wanted to at a Barstool Classic have a setup where I have a laptop, and when they walk up, I ask them for their Twitter handle, and then I type in their Twitter handle, mine, and I see all the mean things they've said about me, and then I watch them actually hit a golf ball.
ooh, I love
and
that.
it's like some sort of, we
Oh,
come up with
yeah.
a funny dad
Yeah.
joke name for it.
I love that.
But I'm gonna do that at one Barstool Classic. Maybe even like surprise them, be like, hey, we need your Twitter handle, just like enter this prize.
Yeah, I love
And then
it.
when they get up there, it's like, it's go time, bitch. You
I'm
better
all
What's
hit
up,
in
this
on
Jake?
that.
shit.
Here we go. Let's
Yep.
fucking fight.
You said on April 15th that I should die because I
I'm
couldn't
like
hit a
90%
wedge shot.
sure the kid who had the neck beard, all neck beard kid from Twitter, like you probably didn't see it, but like a month ago was talking about he's gonna beat me up or something like that. I'm pretty sure I signed something for him last week in in Baltimore. Because he
And
walked
he was
away
just like,
and this
"Huge
guy
fan."
goes, yeah, this guy goes, I think that's the neck beard guy.
You're
Oh
looking
my
at him,
God,
you're like,
man,
I know
shocker.
who you are.
All right, Max Homa.
Thanks, man.
You're
This
getting
was
ready for a
great.
major
Thank you.
championship, and you're coming off a win, so you got to like your chances this week.
I like my chances. I think Wango Tango tomorrow could be a huge, or Oklahoma Tango. Wango what?
Tulsa Tango.
Tulsa
Tango.
Tango. Alliteration
Something like
we're
that.
going with.
Yeah, big alliteration. I think that's going to be the boost I need. I really
agree.
do think that.
And if you win, then we have to do one at every event. You have to come to it.
I'd be down with that, actually. That'd
All
be
right.
fun.
Okay, cool. Deal. You have yourself a deal.
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma.
Best of luck, bud.
I'm going to go Homa.
Homa. There you go. Thank you, Max.
Bye.
Thank you, Max.
Bye.
That's great.
First outdoor podcast. Thanks, guys.
Would you like an easier way to golf, to book golf?
Yes.
Yes, I bet you would.
Such
so
a
would
struggle sometimes.
I. Oh, it's a battle. It's a grind. Well, guess what? The Barstool Golf Time app is how you should book your next tee time, not Beckett, at one of thousands of courses available by downloading our app. Now available in the App Store. Look, the Barstool Golf Time app, we curated the best app that we could come up with to pick out, figure out, decide which courses you should play by price, by reviews, by stars, right? The people rate the courses, people that are just like you and me, Trent, Frankie, Lurch, Jake, Brendan, all the listeners out there. You go, you play the course, you leave a review. If you leave a review, you earn rewards points. When you book a tee time through the Barstool Golf Time app, you earn rewards points. When you earn those rewards points, you get all kinds of cool stuff. We're going to put free trips. We're going to do all kinds of grand prizes. You get merchandise. You get all kinds of great stuff by doing that, so you'd be crazy not to. If you book your next tee time with the Barstool Golf Time app, which is now available in the App Store, make sure you book rounds, make sure that you submit course reviews to build rewards and get exclusive Barstool merch discounts, so you are like triple bonusing, okay? You're having access to thousands of courses. You can just scroll through. You're seeing which ones are the best. You're getting the lowest prices. You're earning rewards. It's a win-win-win-win-win. So go download the Barstool Golf Time app today. Use it to book your tee times today. All right, folks, we're live from Southern Hills here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. It's a little warm. I think it's going to get warmer. We're with a man in high demand, I feel like, the last few weeks. Cary Cozby, you're the director of golf here, is that right?
That's correct.
Director of golf here. A lot to talk about on the course and all that, but you've made the rounds the last few weeks because you caddy for Tiger Woods.
Right.
I saw even one anonymous Twitter account was not happy about that, but I think everybody else was. How did that come about? What happened?
David, or one of the guys from the PGA, just contacted me about a week out and said, "Hey, Tiger would like to come through on the way to Vegas for Tiger Jam, and wanted to see if they could get a practice round in to see the golf course since the last time he was here, which was '07." And of course, the answer was yes. We weren't too busy for him to come in and play around, so we made that work. And then he connected us with Rob and Tiger's guys and said, "What time? What do you need? What can we do for you?" And he said, "We need a couple caddies if possible." And they didn't tell us to keep it under wraps. PGA said, "Hey, let's just keep this tight. I need you to run point." So as a fan, but also needed to run point, I said, "Hey, I'll caddy." And he said, "That'd be great. We'd love to see what you have to say about the golf course and the changes that were made with Gil and Jim Wagner." And then he said, "I'll need a caddy as well." So I didn't tell my kid, but I have a son that just turned 14 yesterday, and I said, "Hey, would you mind if he caddy?" He said, "No, it'd be great. Tiger's got a kid his age, and we'll do that." So I kept it a secret for about a week, other than our GM Nick Sidorkis and Brian Carnes, the on the ground guy for the PGA, the three of us were in the know, kept it that way. And then the morning that he was coming, when the Tiger flight tracker and all that stuff started happening, he happened to be out here for a PGA Junior League deal with Cameron Young.
Okay.
Pulled him in the office, said, have you seen this? He said, no. And he goes, is he coming? I said, yeah. I said, you know what else he's going to play, and we're going to caddy for him. And he fell on the ground, hands over his face, and away we went.
So here we are. Your son's surprise the morning of was you're caddying in a group of Tiger Woods.
Right.
He caddied for Robbie Mack,
right,
who's Robbie's right-hand man.
Yeah.
That's keeping it close, by the way, not even telling your
I can't
son.
believe
I got in a little trouble the night before. I told
Okay.
my wife, and
Yep.
she was a little hot that I hadn't told her, and all the trust stuff. And then the next morning she's like, "Yeah, I'm glad you
All
didn't
the
tell
trust
me."
stuff. Yeah, all like that stuff.
Yeah, and the next morning said, "I'm glad you didn't tell me, because there's no way I could have kept that a secret for a week."
Wow.
So,
That's how you stay in the Tiger circle, though. You keep things tight to the chest.
I
you
was
let-
not going to be me.
Yeah,
yeah
right. You
no
can't blow
chance.
that up.
Yeah,
There's
no.
no way.
And then seeing the wake behind him, I'm even more glad that I want to leave the thing out there, because he's got to deal with so much BS that nobody else has to deal with.
So we were dying because that, Tiger Mania has been around for 25 years or
Right,
whatever,
right.
clearly. But I feel like it's never been to the level that we're seeing it now leading up to the Masters. And then that practice round, I mean, we're on Twitter all the time. We were seeing clips from the chopper like they were trying to chase a suspect through the trees.
Right, yeah,
man.
White Bronco was playing down
Exactly,
number
right.
6,
Bizarre.
right? So it was. In fact, we were walking down number 2, and I saw Channel 6 up in the air, and I said, "Hey Banks, look up." And he goes, "Yeah," and I go, "They're following us." And he's like, "Well, not us, but they're following him."
They're following the guy that we're following.
Yeah. And he's like, "Are you serious?" And I said, "Yeah." And by the time we kind of moved around, and we walked down 6th, which the green's right on the property boundary fence, there were dudes in the bushes, like television cameras and phones, and we got down there close to green. You couldn't see him from the tee, and somebody yelled out, "Hey, we love you, Tiger! Great shot, Tiger!" And he goes, "Are there dudes in the bushes over there?" And I go, "Yeah." And he's like, "Oh my gosh!" And so, and one of the local sports guys was up in had climbed a tree, was sitting on a branch, and I saw him a week later, and I said, "Nice to see you on the ground here, dude." He's like, "Yeah, I was a
I bet
little
he
much.
liked
I'm sorry
that.
about that." Yeah,
He's like, "It was a little
I'm
too
getting
much.
beat
Sorry
up,
about
yeah.
that. Sorry about that."
Yeah. So
Wow. So, was he picking your brain? Were you trying to be quiet except when asked?
Well, I told Banks, I said, "Hey, this is gonna be really cool. I don't know if they're gonna talk to us, ask us questions, or just show up, keep up, shut up. The caddy rules, anything in between." But I was excited just to go watch him. But he talked. He just asked a lot of questions, and I started every answer I think with "I think." Because I'm like, what am I going to tell him, right?
Pal.
Yeah, I'm like, hey, I don't know if I can tell this guy anything about golf, but he was just inquisitive of what changed from the last time that he was here. And
because last time he was here, he won a PGA Championship.
He won a PGA Championship, tied the course record, had the 62.5 on day 2. And we talked about that he thought he just gutted the putt on 18 that day. But it was just more of like, hey, what's changed? He was very complimentary on Gil and his crew on what they did on the changes there. But it was that we talked a little Dodger baseball, and they talked a little junior golf.
Amazing. So talk to us about those changes, because obviously Gil Hanse came in here 3 years ago.
Yeah, we closed in summer of 18 and reopened early summer of 19.
Okay. And this is a storied place, 1936.
1936, 8th professional major is this week. 5
There can't be
PGAs.
that many courses that are that ahead of that. 8?
No, there's like maybe 6 or 7 clubs that have
Think
hosted
about
that
in
many
the whole
majors.
country.
Yeah,
Southern
so
Hills is in the top 10 of most majors hosted.
It's a pretty cool accomplishment for the club. So the goal was to kind of restore the Perry Maxwell design.
Yep.
So I'd say the changes that you would see, the bunkers look vastly different. They used to have the big flash up face, kind of Augusta look. Everywhere there was a pipe that was underground getting water off the property is now a creek. So when you can't tell what was Gil and what was Mother Nature back in before. So they run right there together. So the teeing ground, obviously, if you've been out there, you notice they're pretty flat into the ground, so it doesn't look like big tee boxes. But it allows us to play at almost 7,600 and almost 4,600. So on day to day, the other 51 weeks, somebody can go up as far as they want to play. And then, well, we did a lot. Now that I start thinking about everything we
Yeah,
did, so
just a couple things.
just a couple
yeah.
things here and there.
An hour and a half later. I think that's it.
The precision, it's a little bit easier off. There's probably a little more room off the tee, so I think we'll see more drivers, not just because of the length, but there's more
Tiger
room.
famously was 2-iron almost
2-iron, yeah.
exclusively
Stinger,
in 07.
Just rifle shots every hole for him on
Yeah.
that. But I think we'll see more drivers, especially if it's windy. And then the edges of the greens got restored back to the old Maxwell rolls. So if you're, they used to have kind of a flat with a lot of rough, and now they're like fairway height all the way down. So a ball can, instead of just missing like a pace off the green or 2 paces off, a ball hit wrong or catches the wrong slope could be 30 yards, 40 yards, 50 yards off the green.
Whew.
Yeah, it can make you look stupid real quick.
I love the mowing together of a lot
Yeah.
of the holes.
Yeah.
The 16th and 13th green where
really
they came
cool.
together. We were out there with
Yeah.
Tiger, which is kind of where we intercepted him today, and he was in that swale between the two
Yeah.
of them. That's so old school. I feel like some
Yeah.
places are starting to bring that back now, but it looks so pure.
Yeah, we've got our superintendent is a stud.
What's his name?
Russ Myers.
Russ
he was
Myers.
here, went to LACC as the head superintendent when he left here. And here's how we got him back. His wife's from Tulsa, so when we were looking for an assistant again, we talked to her before we talked to Russ.
Pull the old heartstrings.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, got him back, and he had done the work at LACC with Gil, and so just restored LA North, and they were getting ready to do LA South. Came back here, and it obviously an obvious choice to bring Gil in here to do the work here. But we mow from tee, fairway, green surround, right into the next tee.
So cool.
Yeah, it's
Looks
really
so
cool.
good.
Yeah, and it allows you to do a lot of stuff around the greens.
Gets really creative around there,
Yep.
and
Yeah.
you could see him. We were again watching Tiger. He was hitting flop shots, bump shots, putts. He was really experimenting around there, which you don't get with rough.
Right, with rough you don't get that just kind of one shot. So I think the person who's really good at pitching the ball is going to be, it's going to be somebody who can do that. Obviously, there's a lot of guys who can do that.
Well, I was going to ask you because there's a lot of folks out there who like to make picks. They like to take a handful of guys. There's sports gambling now.
Right.
They're going to want to know
There
what
is?
kind of
Okay.
track is there.
Yeah, okay. I hadn't heard that yet. But
It's a little popular. You might see some advertisements out there.
Right.
But if people were trying to pick a type of player, a type of strengths, weaknesses that they should avoid, what kind of strengths are going to stick out around here?
I think, like I said, kind of back what I was saying, I think the driver is going to be important because it's long, but I think a really good iron player that can really pitch and chip the ball, putt the ball. Sound like Tiger, doesn't it?
Tiger Woods.
Sounds a
Sound
little bit like Tiger Woods.
Sound like he might be able to.
Sounds a little bit like Augusta, honestly,
Yeah.
where it's like,
No, there's
you
some
got to be
bumps.
pretty precise with your irons, and you got to be able to chip it close with some slopes. Because I saw some pretty
Lot of slopes.
exaggerated slopes and
Yeah.
pins, and there was like a potential back left pin on 18 that Tiger was chipping to that was very severe.
Yeah, so the 18th green, that whole back kind of from back left to almost to mid right, there'll be 4 pins along there because I don't think we'll be able to get one on the front.
Okay.
Front can.
So that whole ridge on the back, on the top, basically
is going to be
will be 4 different pins.
I think so.
Yeah.
If we got a north wind one day, you can put it on the front left, right over that bunker we call Jaws, and so that right on the front left there, you can put one there. There's enough room there, but if it's blowing out the south, it's kind of tough.
Yeah.
One thing I didn't say about the greens is kind of cool technology. All 18 plus the 25 practice greens. I'm sorry, the 7 practice greens for 25 total, all have radiant heating and cooling underneath them. So
Is that all new with the Gill stuff?
That's all new with our superintendent designed it, so it's not, it's like sub-air pulls the water through the plant.
Yeah.
This actually heats and cools. So in the summer, like right now, you can go down. The cups are cold. There's condensation. In the winter, you may have seen some of the pictures where there's snow on the ground and the greens are green. So that's heating and cooling. So it allows us to trick the greens, and if it's 90 degrees like it's supposed to be Thursday and Friday, we can make it feel like it's April.
I kind of wasn't
Cool.
listening. I was like, just assumed you were going to talking about sub-air system. I was like, see, heating and cooling like my
Heating and
living
cooling.
room?
Yeah.
Is that pretty new?
We're the only
anywhere?
club that's got all 18. Russ designed it for like 7 or 8 of the greens at LA, where they sit down low to warm them up.
Okay.
And I think you saw where it kind of got in his brain was maybe 12 and part of 16 green when he worked at Augusta as an assistant.
Okay.
So, he saw that, and he designed it with actually one of our members. So,
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That's amazing. How often do you guys activate it?
Anytime it's hot.
So you just leave it on like you would your house, or do you
Yeah,
need
no,
to
well,
really
I mean, it
monitor?
depends. He does it. When we turn it on, the lights flicker in town. The meter starts running on that thing, so it'll burn some. People, how much it costs? I think, well, it costs to put it in is this much. I have no
Power
idea.
company calls you. Like,
Yeah, I have no
"All right,
idea what
I mean,
OG&E's tell what they're getting us for, but It's pretty, in the winter, instead of most people like aerate their greens in September, which is perfect time to play golf here. We can do it in December.
Incredible.
Yeah, it's really
I
cool.
bet people love that.
No, it's
you
nice.
Save yourself 3 or 4 weeks of
No fans. We don't water in the summer very much, as far as like the syringing that you see. And if you look at any replay of Southern Hills or anywhere like that, have to go out in between groups and water the greens. We don't have to do that anymore. So
That's really cool.
it's really cool. Yeah,
Probably
it's
overall
cool.
too. Probably it's a big investment, but it probably saves you in the long run because
Yeah,
you're
we
not
have-
watering as much. You're
Not
not
water, not labor. We can actually get interns to show up because they're not going to hold 50 pounds of
Right.
hose over their shoulder all summer, and so it's a good deal for the
So
club.
you guys had the senior event
Senior PGA last year.
as a little bit of a kind of a trial.
Yeah, we actually had that, and then had 2030 PGA, and then they
moved it up.
Moved it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So did you learn anything important there that's going to change or affect anything this week?
Well, I think Cary Haig and Russ Myers having that working together last year on the course setup. I'm sure it's going to help
Same
them this
organization,
year.
same guys.
Same guys setting it up. It helped us having their staff already on site for the last 2 years plus. They came here from the 2019 Oak Hill Senior PGA, so we had all that going.
What's
right now.
that process like when they pull it from Bedminster, and then they're trying to find a new venue? Do you have to go
It's
in?
a fist fight. We're all like elbowing
You're
trying
trying to
get
get
in
it.
there. Yeah,
Okay,
no,
so you didn't have
we
to
tried.
convince your membership.
No, we already had the 2030, and I think when that happened, some really cool stuff about our membership. We had every committee, every chairperson of a committee agreed to do it for this year. Last year, the 3 or 4 of our guys went out, and our GM went out, and they got all the corporate giving that they did with the senior PGA. These guys, all the businesses here in town, upped it up to do it again in this year for the 22 PGA. So we walked in the next day when this all happened. I think there were 30 clubs actually that tried to get it.
Wow.
But we had committees in place. We already had their staff on place, all the relationships with the city and police and all that
You just had to
in
flick a
place.
switch,
And then
pretty
we had I don't want to say the wrong number. We had a lot of millions already ready for corporate sponsorships and all the chalets that are out there. So
Amazing.
hopefully we made a pretty
You
compelling
delivered
argument.
it to them on a
Yeah.
silver platter.
Yeah.
Very
Hopefully made
cool.
it easy.
So I noticed the clock tower, the logo.
Uh-huh.
Is there a story behind that?
It's not as good a story as you might think.
You want to make one up?
Yeah,
real
you can
quick?
make
Yeah,
one up if
yeah.
you want.
Yeah.
It's an
I-
amazing
Like a
clock
sniper
tower.
in there or something.
It is. We light it up when somebody shoots under par. We light it
Okay,
up.
yeah,
One of those
yeah.
deals it actually came up in the 90s. So it wasn't a bunch of guys
So
got
is there like
together.
an older alternate logo from that before? Or?
No, so what we did, we actually, I've been here 8 years. We put it on some hats. My kid had one.
Yeah,
the
he
other
was
day, the
rocking
clock
one
tower.
earlier,
So
yeah.
he wants to get you guys a clock tower hat before you leave here.
We
So
will happily
please.
take
would
one.
you
Yeah.
guys do that? Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, anyway, so we have the core logo, which I don't have on just because we're wearing the PGA stuff.
Yeah.
But, and then do the clock tower logo, and people love it.
It's great.
So, yeah,
It's got
it's
kind of
cool.
got a cool
Yeah, and
iconic look to it.
And it's got a bathroom in there too.
Oh, really? That's nice. I bet the members like that.
Oh yeah,
You
yeah.
Sneak up
It's-
there.
Yeah.
Very cool. Is this driving range I'm looking at the normal range, or you
That's
hit
it.
from down there?
We hit from both.
Okay,
yeah,
gotcha.
both sides. The problem is the upper tee, what we call, it's like 360 yards from that end to this building, and these dudes would fly it into the grandstand here, downwind, a little downhill.
They were almost hitting us on the putting green up there.
yeah,
Which is
no
360 uphill. I mean,
360
that's-
uphill
that doesn't
with a
make
little
any
breeze
sense.
into you. Yeah, so
You
it's
got that shot, Frank?
No.
Trent might.
Media Center.
Soon.
That thing gets constructed when? Because it's like one of the biggest ones I've seen.
The media center. That's
Yeah.
our tennis courts, indoor tennis courts.
No way.
Yeah,
See,
yeah.
I told you it was already
Yeah.
a building.
Yeah, it's already
It
built
looked like
in.
a-
So
yeah, that thing's
so
amazing.
that's our indoor. That's really cool. I was in there yesterday. It's a neat. It's huge
Yeah.
and very comfortable. So it's
So
it's
tennis is huge here. Then you have
Yeah, yeah.
indoor tennis.
It's
you got a
a-
bunch of courts outside.
It's a true country club, family
Yeah.
country club. Just happens to have a world-class golf course.
Which you don't see, because a lot of the
Right.
ones that are in
They're
the
golf clubs.
top 10,
There's a
like you're talking
pool,
about
a
a number of
slide,
majors
there's
you've
a-
had.
there's a-
yeah, we got 2 pools,
There's a-
freestanding fitness.
yeah.
That pool, that water slide. Can we hit the water slide? Or is it off
Absolutely.
limits?
No, yeah, hit
It's
it.
like a play.
Can we
Yeah.
send Trent
Playground.
down the water
Trent's-
slide?
Trent's got to go high dive.
Dude, you got to go off the
Yeah,
water slide.
Trent's
What?
Trent's high dive.
Okay.
You guys are water slide.
I'll do anything.
The other side over here, when you guys drove in, this we call our West 9. It's a core Crenshaw 9. But when the club was built, it was polo fields, horseback trails, and skeet range.
Wow.
Yeah, so we were outside
It's
of
a
the
full club.
yeah. We were
been a lot
outside
of-
outside the city limits then.
Very cool.
We still have some skeet ranges just over there, a couple miles to the.
Do
to
you
the
really?
west. No, I'm kidding.
No,
It's
I was
just-
like,
we still are shooting. So it's just not.
I'm not a good skeet
Yeah,
shooter, so I don't
so-
want to do it.
Any?
That's why you got your eyes fixed.
I know, but I'm
That
still
is why you got
terrible.
your eyes fixed. It didn't
Sucks.
work.
No.
Dad doesn't respect him because he can't hit the. Is it called the skeet?
The clay pigeon.
Clay pigeon.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
thoughts on Tiger
He's
Woods
never been
going into
outside of
this?
Long
Were you
Island
confident
whole life.
in his game?
Well, I'm a homer. You know, he's. I mean, just watching him and just watching him hit balls this morning. I don't know how he looked when you guys watched him.
Phenomenal.
He looks
Amazing. Great.
incredible. So
Yeah.
Drove the green on 17. Oh, that's
Did he?
they're going to move the tee up a couple times at 17.
I
You think?
think so. I haven't heard, but I'm sure it'll be wind where the wind is. But I mean, I don't know why. And there's nobody who's going to hit it better than he does.
Right.
He's still, the best putter. I mean, just if he can do it physically. I mean,
So when
I'm
you
not gonna
caddied
count
for
him
him,
out.
he was hitting it like
Hit it
real
awesome.
good.
Yeah.
Wow.
Did
So,
he
I
keep
mean,
a score? Was he kind of taking?
No,
like a
we had
practice
just
round?
top dressed the greens.
Okay.
So they had sand, they were covered, and that was, I didn't know if he'd come with sandy greens, but I think he wanted to see more of the lines.
Gotcha.
So they had just been sanded like 3 days beforehand. So they
So
were.
you told
thick.
him that when they called? When
Yeah,
they
we
reached
told.
out?
Yeah. Full
He's
disclosure.
like,
So
no worries.
funny
Yeah.
because like whenever we go to like a place that we really want to go to and they just do the greens, we're like rattled. Like I can't believe Tiger experienced
Just like-
that. Like
Yeah.
it's just like sand.
No.
That is hilarious.
Yeah, we don't want anybody to be surprised when they get here. We don't, and especially him. So yeah. So
Tiger's like looking for a discount. It's like,
yeah,
I mean,
we gave him
give
a
a little bit off. on the
twilight
green.
fee. It's a twilight fee for sanding greens.
That's absolutely amazing. Cool. Well, look, we really appreciate it.
Well, what are the
Absolutely.
recommendations?
Where are
the
we
food
eating?
Oh, yeah,
recommendations?
good
Where are
call.
we eating?
Other than Casey's,
Yeah. So
Keep
which
it
I
as
didn't
a piece
realize.
here.
There's Casey's in the north side of the state. So
I
you can
can't
get there.
believe that. I didn't
Yeah.
think they came
Well, it's
down.
a gas station. They're everywhere.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
It's just
no,
a
it's
gas
a
station.
Quick,
breakfast
he
pizza
might.
place.
Hey, do they have breakfast pizza at Quick Trip? Yeah, you need to go try Quick Trip. See if it's as good as
I don't know
Casey's.
if I. That
We should do
feels like
gas station like
Quick
tours.
Trip
at
is
this
so
point?
much better. Quick Trip is the best convenience store in the country. Not even close. So you
But
need
how-
to go try it out.
But is there breakfast pizza in
Yeah,
here?
there is breakfast pizza. There's pizza. There's breakfast
I don't know
tacos.
They got
if I'm
breakfast
like
pizza?
legally
Yeah.
allowed to do that as a resident of
I think so.
Iowa. I don't
Yeah,
think
I
like,
think he
can
says
I
yes.
eat something that's not Casey's breakfast pizza? I'm not
Alright.
sure about that.
Get a taco then.
Yeah, Trent tweeted out like, "What is this area known for food?" Because we just got back from New Orleans.
Other than steak.
so is
Got
that
a lot
it?
of
Is the answer
steak.
just steak?
Yeah, no, it's a meat potatoes type place, kind of Iowa
time.
type
Yeah.
deal.
American.
So great steaks, great burgers. There's some great burger joints. If you're on kind of Cherry Street, which is 15th Street, just north here on the way to downtown, the Society Burger is off the charts, really good. There's some good burger joints. Just
It's a
kind
little
of
bit of everything around here. That's
Alright.
kind of what
We're
they
gonna have
do.
meat this week.
You're gonna eat a lot of meat.
Done.
That's fine.
Yeah.
We're not
I'm
vegan
happy
this week.
about that.
And,
We're
That
not-
works.
No, I'm
what is
happy.
vegan?
We got to ask your boy, how surprised were you when he told you you're caddying with Tiger?
It was just insanity. It was, I mean, it's a once in a lifetime thing, to be honest.
Yeah.
Did you cry?
I did not cry.
Yeah.
Were you close?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I mean, who wouldn't be?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an emotional time.
Who wouldn't be?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's just so cool.
I had a member say, "All right, when this is all over, I'm coming over with a 24-pack of Miller Lite. I
wanna
want
hear all
every
about
shot, every yardage, including the extra shots he hit."
Unreal.
I said, okay.
Have you
You're like,
groomed
no
him
problem.
to be a Tiger guy? Because like we just we were at the first tee program in New York, and we met a bunch of like younger
Are
junior
you saying
players.
program now, or are you still on the program? train?
Program depends on the type of day. It's
Okay.
a program.
All right.
Yeah.
And we asked them like, who are your favorite golfers, and we got just a variety of
JT,
answers. It was JT,
Colin,
Colin Morikawa, and John Rahm.
Yeah.
But not one of them even knew. I don't think Tiger Woods existed. So,
Oh, man.
so I mean,
Well,
I
I've
don't know if
groomed him.
that's-
Yeah, because I've talked about some of his accomplishments, and those are easy. I think the cool things are like the miscut streak of
Yeah.
not missing a cut.
144, is that what it was?
And yes,
150.
Just the
maybe?
untouchable records.
and just the fact that if he was close, he'd make a birdie or two just to make the cut by, and just the work ethic and
Right.
Yeah.
the grit that he shows versus anybody else. But so he's been a fan. And he saw the East Lake where it looked like Bobby Jones at St.
Oh, yeah.
Andrews
Yeah.
coming down, and
Oh yeah.
then the 19 Masters, and but
How insane is it to think that like that generation wouldn't have seen like a Tiger Woods, and now he got to see it, and then now caddy with in that
Yeah.
group. That's such
he,
a cool
hey, he
thing.
got
is
to
cool.
have lunch with Rahm last week too. So,
Gosh.
yeah,
Lunch with
Pretty good gig you guys got going on over here.
Yeah.
It was pretty sweet.
Yeah.
You
So
guys doing better than we're doing.
yeah.
So you guys go pokes, or is it Sooner Nation
Boomer
over here?
sooner.
Okay.
Boomer sooner.
Boomer.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got to watch out for
Yeah, you're
that.
gonna
I've
get
been
in
saying
trouble.
go
the
pokes
wrong
to
thing.
everybody.
Elbow.
You're gonna
don't
get
say
jumped.
that.
All right.
We gotta be
Easy to
careful.
see, they just wear orange everywhere.
Okay.
I'm just
I
kidding.
like their logo. I like that Swinging Pete logo. I
That is
do.
good. Swinging Pete's cool logo.
It's
It's a
freaking
good
awesome,
logo.
man.
Yeah.
I agree.
Not as
with
good as
I have
the
no allegiance to
schooner.
them. Someone once sent me.
They sent you a sticker.
A sticker I put on my laptop, and now I just say go pokes.
All right, I need your. I'm sending you. I need your
Okay.
address. We're gonna send
Okay.
you a schooner.
I'll say
Okay, were you
Boomer
here
Sooner.
in 07?
No, just came down. I was here the day he shot 62.5. Wow. But I wasn't living here at that time.
I'm always curious. Now that how long you been here? Since
This is my 8th season.
8th season.
Yeah.
So as a club, when somebody like Tiger, right, when you have a major, you obviously
You want a cool name.
you
don't
want a cool name.
Yeah.
Having actually Tiger Woods, how
Don't get any
cool is
cooler
that
than
for a
that.
club?
Well, yeah, it doesn't get any cooler than that.
You just got the photos
I
everywhere.
was
and-
kind of happy. I don't want him to know this, but that he didn't. I didn't want 62 to be here.
Right.
He kind of wants to be 63 and tie it.
Because everybody's like, oh, this is the course that
it's
like
easy.
he
It's
lit
an easy
up.
course. Yeah.
Like, it
easy
surrendered the
course.
lowest round
Yeah.
like ever.
Right.
Yeah, you don't want that.
33, 7 professional majors previously. 33 people finished the tournament under par in 7 majors.
Wow.
That's a pretty good stat.
Wow. Going
Yeah.
into this,
Going in this one, so
33
total
people in 7 majors
in 7 majors
under
So,
par.
Under par. That's pretty good. So it's
Yeah.
and it's 450 yards longer than the last time we had one. So it's
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so it's a tough track.
You have a
but,
prediction for what it's going to take to win?
If it's windy, as they say, I'm gonna say what Tiger shot, 8 under.
Okay. That'd be
Yeah.
pretty tough.
Yeah, so
That's
I think
tough
I'm gonna
golf
say
course.
7 to 10 if it's windy. You don't think so?
I don't think so.
Yeah, you think it's lower?
I think
Or
it's gonna be
higher?
like 2 to 3.
Oh,
Wow. I love that.
yeah. So we'll see.
Look, we all root for
course.
carnage. We
Yeah.
want the course. People root for the course.
It'd be fun. It's supposed to when they usually don't miss on the wind around here on the forecast. They'll miss on storms, but when you see a windsock on your weather app,
We got a couple of those coming.
we got Thursday and Friday got windsocks.
right.
So
We
it's
We
good.
like wind socks.
Yeah, these greens will be fun with windsocks.
Do you have any comment on not having like pin sheets and for guys who came here to practice before the tournament?
We actually had yardage books from
Yardage
the senior
books? Okay.
that were every single person who's been on the property has used.
Okay,
So
that's good to know.
Yeah,
It's
Yeah.
just some anonymous.
That's on the
Twitter
record.
accounts.
That's
Yeah, it's on the
interesting.
record.
yeah.
Yeah, we just saw some people chiming in on social media, so we weren't sure.
Think anyone got preferential treatment out here or what?
Well, Banks went with one of the guys. There was one guy that's here for like 20 hours on the golf course, and went with our best caddy, way smarter than me. So, not Banks. It wasn't Banks. It was one of our best caddies.
Oh,
was
wow.
out
Who
there,
was it?
so. John Custer. Yeah, Custy was out caddying for maybe a player that.
Maybe a player.
Yeah, maybe a player that was here for a couple days.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
That's really
Yeah.
interesting
Got
to
the
hear.
best caddy here.
Okay.
So not me.
Interesting.
That's a pretty good
I
deal.
love it.
Yeah.
If you're that person, that's a good deal to have, I think. It's fair information to share.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Cary Cozby, we
You
appreciate
bet.
it.
Great to be with you
Sean
guys.
Banks, thank you
We're-
guys for the
We're
information.
fans of you guys. Big fans.
Appreciate it.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
We're excited
Yeah.
to be out here. telling these
Appreciate
guys,
what you guys
'cause
do for golf.
first time I ever saw professional golf was here in 07. Came down with my
No
brother, so
kidding.
coming back is really cool.
That's awesome.
So
Told
yeah, this
Tiger
place
Woods
is
that
awesome.
today.
Wow.
I said that to Tiger, and then he remembered the putt, obviously from Friday,
yeah,
and he
yeah.
was still rattled about it.
Yeah, no, he's still upset about
He
it.
was
yeah,
rattled.
Yeah,
He's like, I don't know how
yeah,
this thing
yeah.
going. Cool. Well, thanks for joining us.
Absolutely.
We appreciate
Good to
the
have
time.
you guys back.
Let's
and
have a great week.
again, thanks again what you
We're
do for
rooting for the
golf. You're
course.
bringing a lot of cool people, young people to the game.
I
We appreciate that.
Now we're having an appreciation off, which
There
I
you go.
like. Thank
There you
you.
go.
Appreciate you.
Thank you, sir.
Casey's.
Casey's.